Hello everyone. Sorry for that little boom. That's me lowering the mic because I forgot to lower it. But hello everyone. Welcome to the Kaz Bar. My name is Kaz, interdimensional bartender who's afraid of salespeople. And tonight we're going to be continuing our playthrough of Stray Gods, the role-playing musical. In just a moment. Before that, there is something I would like to show really quick. So, hold on, I need to like double check the timeline of this because I like framing my stories. I don't know if that's just an ADHD thing, but I like framing my stories. So, for those of you who, okay, here we go. So about 2 weeks ago, for those of you who have not seen it yet, I released a short that, where I did a mini cover of Summer by Good Kid, who you guys know is one of my latest addictions when it comes to music. I love their music so far. And I decided to just stop holding myself back, needed to remind myself that this entire year, and just kind of go with it. Let me mute my intro here for a bit, and I'm sorry for the sniffles, I'm just a little sick. As a reminder to everyone, as to what that sounded like, for those who haven't watched it, this is what my mixing ability sounds like for that short. Like a hand reaching for a handle, but to find that it was never there. Candidly, I can't handle knowing that it's all up in the air. I thought the world ended in March until I heard the doorbell ring. Can't keep from falling apart, but I'll glue back everything again. This can't be the end. This can't be the end. This can't be the end. This can't be the end of all that summer had to say. What little time has gone away, I'll glue it all back anyway. I'll glue it all back anyway. Alright, so you guys know that already. Now, about a week later, I was tuning into the stream of another VTuber by the name of Ravarath, who I've been following recently, mainly for Rainbow Six Siege, but he's proven to be a pretty chill guy that I just keep watching his streams. He's pretty fun. Please go check him out. Now, he volunteered to actually mix my mini cover. He said, dude, this sounds like the quality that... This is a good enough quality that you can send to a mixer. Can you send your raw vocals and the instrumental to me? I'll mix it for you. And I was like, sure, damn, okay. So I sent him the raw vocals and I sent him the instrumental of Summer, which, by the way, was just a karaoke track that I used during my karaoke stream. And he finally messaged me today with the actual mix. I'm gonna have to turn off the sound of Stray Gods for just a moment. Hold on. How do I do this again? Let's go. Volume mixer, and then for Stray Gods, we're gonna mute that first. All right. So this is the mix that that Rav made, and I was blown away. Like a hand reaching for a handle, but to find that it was never there. Candidly, I can't handle knowing that it's all up in the air. I thought the world ended in March until I heard the doorbell ring. Can't keep from falling apart, but I'll glue back everything again. This can't be the end. This can't be the end. This can't be all that summer had to say. What little time has gone away, I'll glue it all back anyway. I'll glue it all back anyway. Doesn't that sound amazing? He made it sound better than what I managed. And like, of course, he has experience mixing because he's done his own cover before. He has made a cover of Floss, as in FLOS. He's also made a cover of Ghost which of course is Suisei. He like I've one of the reasons that made me like stick to his streams is because like he is aside from him playing Rainbow Six Siege, which is how I found him, he's a humongous VTuber addict. He is a huge Hololive fanboy like yours truly. He actually streamed or rather he has made a cover of both Floss, which the first time I ever heard that song was covered by Okayu of Hololive Gamers. And then he also made a cover of Ghost by Suisei, who is one of my, for those of you who do not know by now, Suisei is one of my Oshis when it comes to the JP side, because like one of my Kami Oshis of the JP side, because I love her voice. She was actually the first Hololive VTuber I subscribed to, if I remember correctly. It was her and Toa, because I liked their singing during the Ochame Kino performance, and I liked their sort of like more deeper, more full voice compared to the others at the time. So I was very much like, so to find another fan who's also a Siege streamer, by the way, was really fun. On top of that, there's also the fact that he he has shared on his stream that he isn't just a Hololive fan, but he actually got to watch Breaking Dimensions in person, and he is on the VOD, or he is outright he is proud to say he is on the free section of the VOD. He is in the crowd somewhere, which is pretty cool. But I am so thankful for him for mixing that, and I will keep him in mind in the future when I want to do a cover, because like he did a good job on that mix, and he did a good job on his mixes as well. I really want to it's like I am bumping into things that is just more encouraging me more to work on a cover. The thing is this, I have a little bit of a dilemma when it comes to that, okay? So my dilemma when it comes to the cover, hold on, let me just turn on the background music again. I forgot we have been muted this whole time. The music rather has been muted. So what I want to talk about is there's a dilemma I have, okay? So when I made the cover of Summer, I wanted to actually just that was just my way of saying, like, instead of waiting for the perfect moment or for the perfect song, just sing whatever you feel like singing, throw it in, and see what sticks. Now, am I going to do more of that? Yes. I don't want to throw at that Rav because I don't want to take advantage of his kindness. Like, he's been nothing but kind so far. And he's offered to mix for me, but I don't want to abuse it. So for YouTube Shorts, I will not be asking him to remix, but I do want to keep him in mind for future mixes because of how I like the quality of his work so far. And he's offered, so now for the actual dilemma itself, outside of a YouTube short, there are some songs I do want to cover. One in particular that I have set as my goal of covering. The problem is this: the song I want to cover does not have an official nor a fan-made off-vocal track. The only version of that song, as far as I'm aware, that exists on the internet from my searches is the vocal version. And I think the reason for that is because that version of a song, I say version because the song I'm referring to is a remake is a band's sort of like remastered version of that song, where they changed the arrangement a bit. And the original version, which is very iconic in the anime community, has an instrumental, but the remastered, the rearranged version does not have an instrumental as far as I'm aware. So my dilemma is thus. It is either you guys will have to wait until Oblivion for me to actually save money to hire a composer to transpose and make a backing track, off vocal track or an instrumental of that song, which I will then throw at Rav to make a cover, or if you guys want me to release a cover much sooner, I would probably then just pick any other song that I have access to the instrumentals for, throw it at Rav, and then just see what happens. And I'm referring specifically to solo songs because I have tried to do collab songs, and I am part of. So I have joined so far 3 different projects. One has been indefinitely discontinued. The other, indefinitely on hiatus. The other is as far as I'm aware, it should still be in progress, but I haven't heard any updates. I should actually message that. Let's be less cryptic about it. Hello, Frog. Okay. And then the third one is a recent one I worked on, but we haven't heard back from them yet. All we know is that the deadline is, there's already been the deadline has already passed. I submitted mine on time, including a few bits and pieces, to the VTuber who is arranging everything. Now we're just waiting for the final mix and the video to be released. So I have been a part of 3 different collab projects that, at the time of this stream, have not been released. So understand that I am quite itching to do covers and song projects. By the way, in a very not so subtle segue / shill, if anyone watching this happens to be, if there is anyone here in this who watches this video and happens to be a utaite, yutaite, VTuber, V-singer, cover maker, or whatever, and you are doing a collab song project, please reach out to me. I'd be very much happy to join. I want to do song projects. It's actually, singing has been a sort of hidden passion of mine that I've shared before, that I've wanted to make for years but never had the equipment for. I always thought that my microphone was too low quality, my setup was too weak, my drip was too whack. I mean, wait, what? No, I just mean that, like, I am a bit of a perfectionist in that regard. I want to impress. I want that whatever product I dish out in that, when it comes to like content, whatever content I dish out, I don't want it to be like low effort. I don't want it to be like just as much as possible. I don't want it to be something I just recorded and then just threw it to the wolves, like, they'll deal with it. No, I don't want that. Like, even the mini cover of Summer, it's not the best cover out there. It's not the best mixing out there. But I did what I could in whatever time I had. And I made it that, like, I made a restriction that I wanted this to be a sort of one-off, that to test the waters, and if it did well, then I would probably make another, which it did. Admittedly, it did, because it is so far my YouTube short with the most number of views and the most number of likes. So the algorithm was kind to me on that. I do want to make more of those, and I probably will, but it's probably gonna be of the same quality. Like I said, I don't want sorry, my nose is still pretty clogged. I don't want to take advantage of Rav's kindness. I know he offered, but I don't want to abuse it. So I will probably what I will probably do is, like, I will just do my own mixing for YouTube shorts, but for, like I said, for a full release cover, I will probably wow, okay. For a full release cover, I will probably go to him for the mixing of that. Until then, though, I will just have to decide on a song. But again, for those of you who watch this VOD, please leave a comment on whether you think it's a good idea for me to discard my standard. Like I said, there is a song I really want to cover, and I want to make that my first cover. But due to limited resources, both monetary and audible resources, it's very difficult. It will take more time. Or would you rather that I put that on the back burner until I can afford it, and for now just work with what is available, that being tracks that are readily available on YouTube or some other site, officially released tracks in like digital albums and stuff, and then just covering it and having Rav mix it. So there are like two options there. It's either it is either hold on, I just got a message. I just want to be sure. Is this meant for here? I believe it is. Okay. Anyway, so okay, I think it's for something different. Anyway, so again, please leave a comment on whether you think I should stick to my guns and cover the song and wait with bated breath until I can afford the instrumental or like a makeshift instrumental of the song I've been wanting to cover for so long, or putting that on the back burner until I can save up, and then for now just release covers of whatever I can that are readily available. Leave that as a comment, or you can type in the chat. Either way, I will take that into account. Or, you know, put it in the Discord. You can we have a Discord for those of you who don't know. Second thing, which reminds me, let's talk social media. No, I'm not going to be going into anything too spicy, but for those of you who are aware, or for those of you who are not aware rather, earlier today, or it could have been yesterday for some of you people, depending on what time zone you are, there was a new release for a certain bird site that there's a certain news about a certain bird site that has resulted in a sort of mass exodus from it, because they decided to add a feature, or rather remove a feature that is, as far as I'm aware, as far as many people are saying, outright violates the terms of service of app stores and even laws, which goes to show how a certain someone does not understand what he works with. He is simply someone who throws money, profits from it, but knows nothing about what he's working with. You guys know I am very critical of this man. I'm not going to say his name, but, and you probably know you probably already know who I'm talking about. When I said the Bluebird app, you already know. But it has resulted in a sort of mass exodus, or at least efforts to find an alternative at this point. So for those of you who do not know yet, I have a Blue Sky account, which I have failed to add to my video descriptions. But I have linked it, I think, on my About page. But for those of you who do not know, I do have a Blue Sky account, which a lot of VTubers and content creators seem to be shifting to, which is now in the video description. Please go check it out. If you guys haven't followed me there yet, or if you haven't followed me on Twitter, I would say go ahead, follow me on Twitter, or if you think we're still gonna use it, I probably will passively. I won't post art. Oh no, I will have to post art because fuck, my VTuber fan art is there, and it's so difficult because, like, as far as I'm aware, the what is it? Well, as far as I'm aware, corpo talents do not have alternative accounts. They have like, some of them use Twitch, but that's about as far as I'm aware. Twitch, Bilibili, Instagram, TikTok, but they do not have another platform that's similar to Twitter, except for Twitter, as far as I'm aware. Or rather, they are on platforms that I do not have. I don't have a TikTok. I don't have an Instagram. Okay, I have an Instagram, but I posted like one picture on it. I don't use Bilibili. I don't have a TikTok. I occasionally view TikToks if someone links it to me, but you can watch those for free if you're on a browser. For those of you who don't know, yes, you can watch TikToks without having to download TikTok. You just need to use a browser or open the website in desktop mode. You open the link in your browser. It's gonna give you the BS of like, you need to have a TikTok account and you won't be able to proceed. Just open the options of your browser and tap the little switch that says desktop mode. You will be able to watch any TikTok video on TikTok that has been linked to you without needing a TikTok account. It's how I was able to find the video of that one guy that sings with the upside down eyeball and nose filter. Not upside, with the eyeball nose filter that goes into your nostrils. That's one of my favorite TikToks ever. Like, I don't use TikTok that often, but that is one of my favorite TikToks ever. But yeah, I will be slowly transitioning from the Bird app to Blue Sky, where I will try to be more active in posting my artworks, in posting my my stream schedule, and just general daily life, I guess. But for now, my social media presence has been primarily just, hi, this is what I'm streaming. Hi, this is what I'm streaming. And then I'm just gonna like everything. The good thing about Blue Sky, by the way, good thing about Blue Sky is your likes are not privated. You can see when someone likes a post, someone you follow likes a certain post. It's very easy to take advantage, to just find, ow, fuck, I think I just pulled something in my neck. Well, I don't know. As far as I'm aware, likes are not private. And Blue Sky is very open about calling out the Bird app about things. Like, they have outright shared stuff like, hi, in case you guys were not aware, your likes are not private, or something like that. they like to do that, and I'm just like, what? Okay, I'm all for, excuse me, I'm all for roasting that guy, and for roasting what he has done to that site, to the Bird app. So yeah. Yeah, so long story short, please follow me on Blue Sky, join the community Discord where we have where I do all of my announcements and occasionally interact with some people whenever I feel like it. Understand that it's me not interacting with people is not because I hate everyone, although that's kind of like my default for strangers. It's more like I am not a very social person, but I would like to be. I would like to try. So yeah. What is this? Sorry, I'm just looking at stuff on the internet. Hold on. What is this about a gacha involving League and Hoyoverse? Hold up. There's a gacha now? They've added gacha to League? I thought we got rid of that. Like, I thought, okay, I shouldn't be entirely concerned anymore, considering I've officially quit League as of like how many months ago, where I decided just like it's just affecting my health extremely negatively, so I quit. But at the same, and I thought we would be done with the gacha BS after moving over to Riot, after Riot pulling us from the ashes of Garena. But no, apparently they've added gacha to League again. Have you seen that meme of the reason? Hello, koala. Have you seen that meme of the reason why? Oh, sorry. I had to read that carefully. Why Lon got rid of likes being visible because he liked some head. Wait, yeah, I remember seeing that meme. Yeah. Like, the dude, honestly, I don't know how he can function as an adult. Like, how delusional is he as an adult to make these kind of corporate decisions? And now it's either the decisions are coming from him, or he just doesn't give enough shits that he's letting the dev team do whatever they want. And I really hope that's not the case. I really hope that all of these dumbass changes are really coming from Elon sucks over here. And he's a bit immature. Koala, I have made the joke that the dude is still an edgy teenager because he likes to put X on everything. We all remember that phase from the 2000s. Okay, no, 2000s for me, but like for the rest of you, everyone has had that edgy teenager phase where they think putting the letter X or the word shadow on everything instantly makes you look cool. And the fact that he calls stuff like the SpaceX program, changing Twitter to X, and it's like, dude, you are what, 50 something? You are still acting like an edgy teenager. Like, I am convinced that the reason he's doing this is that he's got it in his head. I am a billionaire. I can be an edgy teenager and no one can question it. Bro, I am questioning it right now. Mid-50s. Jeez. Does he also think Shadow the Hedgehog is cool? He might. For all we know, maybe in the things he likes was a whole bunch of like Sonic the Hedgehog NSFW. And don't deny that there is Sonic the Hedgehog NSFW. If anything, the NSFW has made the Sonic the Hedgehog franchise is one of the more notorious things about the Sonic the Hedgehog franchise, even more so than Sega mishandling the property for the past decade. I would know. I was in the fandom. I've seen shit. Back in like late grade school, early high school, I used to search up like Sonic the Hedgehog on Google or DeviantArt and be met with like the weirdest images. Like, I don't mean to kink shame, but I'm like, bro, the shit I've seen from the Sonic fandom. Oh my goodness. they like, Infernite Ninja, welcome. I'm really sad that my favorite show Glitter Force and Glitter Force Doki Doki have been removed from Netflix. So sad my heart wasn't into my favorite things to watch. I'm sorry to hear that, Infernite Ninja. It sucks when that happens. I can kind of relate. That was me with I guess VTubers. Back when Pomu graduated from Niji, I felt the same way. I wasn't into doing anything. Like, I felt so depressed for like the week. And I was for the week after Pomu graduated, I was like, damn, I didn't want to do anything. I tried to soldier on and do streams. If I remember, I think that week I actually had to cancel my streams because I was so sad. Let me double check. I know when she graduated. It's gonna be easy to trace. It was before my birthday. That much is certain. 7 months ago. No, much further than that. It was like, what, January? No, it wasn't. It was after my PC was fixed. That much I'm sure of. Ankle problem. Yeah, I think it was around the time, like, I had just started Armored Core. It's like 7 months ago. Yeah, roughly around that time. Tried to play Frontiers after playing Penny's Big Breakaway, but then I doubt it'd be as good. I mean, Frontiers is okay. Like, I legitimately enjoyed Frontiers, except for maybe the last island and the DLC. The only reason I don't like those two is because of the way that they designed the towers. But that's just me. Like, I'm not a huge fan. I thought that the towers were a bit too difficult for a game that's all about speed. Like, it's one thing to have a game about speed, but you gotta have enough agency for your players to enjoy the speed and not give it like almost split second, no time to react commands or obstacles to dodge. And if you go back to my stream a couple of months ago, Koala, the last time I streamed Sonic Frontiers, I had a legit rage moment because I thought the design of the tower for the DLC was absolute garbage. Hart kept asking me to watch other animated Netflix original shows, so I kept saying no, kept feeling sad. It's not good, stop doing the things I love. I mean, like, yeah, I can understand that. When you lose, when there's something you like that disappears, you kind of just like get disenchanted from everything for a while, because it's hard to let go of something like that. Like, it's something you really, really like, and for it to disappear. But I'd say there, you know, you can bounce back. It's never too late to bounce back into things you love. Don't let something disappearing, like the phrase I always quote for stuff like this is, don't be sad that it's over, be happy that it happened. And that's what I mean. Like, yes, you can mourn that a show or a fandom has kind of like ended, but that should not stopping you from enjoying other things related to it, because for all you know, that very thing might have been what spawned something much later on, or what inspired it. Those towers look so janky to climb. Oh yeah. Actually, wait, Koala, I think you were there in my Sonic Frontier streams. Weren't you? Were you? If I remember correctly, you were already watching me when the excuse me, weird nose thing there. Weren't you already watching me when I was playing Sonic Frontiers? Like, but I do remember, like, the ones on the final island or the final chapter weren't so bad, because it was still playable. It was pretty much like hold stick forward simulator. The ones that really got janky were the ones in the DLC, because at least the ones in the final chapter were like, if you fail an obstacle, there is a checkpoint or there is an easy way to get back up to a certain point. Like, progressing the tower would unlock a way to climb back up. But in the DLC, if you fail anywhere in the tower, you were sent all the way down to the bottom. You would be lucky if you landed on one of the middle platforms, but you had to like climb up the tower from the very beginning if you fell off the tower. And the worst part was, certain mechanics would despawn. The first tower, wait, was no, I think it was the second tower that I tried to climb. There were like these panels that you're supposed to homing attack on and break, and it's supposed to act as a sort of like a panel you can bounce off of, and which you then use to noom, for lack of a better term, noom in on the next panel. So it was like it was a chain that you would do. Problem was, you did that once, the panels would not respawn. So how the fuck am I supposed to climb up the tower now? Turns out, the way to climb up the tower was, you had to slow down, walk up to the edge, jump onto the skeleton frame that those panels were attached to, and slowly parkour your way up those panel grids until you got to the next ramp. At that point, I lost it. I was like, fuck this, I'm done. Now that being said, I have heard that, and I mentioned this months ago, there was an announcement that they fixed the DLC so that those panels would regenerate, and there were more checkpoint options, and that you could actually turn off some of the obstacles just to be able to experience the story. Which I feel like one, should have been there from the beginning, and two, the part about turning off the obstacles feels like too much of a cop-out. It's like, okay, I can understand it's difficult, but don't make it too easy, because you're just gonna end up like, you're gonna be removing some of the fun. I get what you were trying to do, but optimize it. Don't remove it. I know you can fish with Big the Cat. Yeah, I remember that was my Just Chatting segment back then. I think you were there for that. I spent a long time fishing in the Big the Cat dimension, but I was also like spouting random shit about like why I liked certain things. And I remember there was even like I had to add a new chat rule for that. Do you remember Sonic Adventure 1 being janky? That was from 1990 fucking 8 3D games. Yeah, they have changed. They really have. So, okay, I don't mean to call out anyone here, but I'm gonna say that there have been moments. Okay, so hear me out. This isn't calling out anyone, okay? And this isn't necessarily about today. But during my Sonic the Hedgehog streams, there was one particular viewer that I had to, and I'm not gonna say their name, but you will probably know who you are. I am not alienating you from my streams, okay? You are welcome to come back and watch anytime, but I need to but understand that during my Sonic the Hedgehog streams, I had to add a brand new chat rule number 7. Up until the Sonic the Hedgehog streams, I only had 6 rules, and I hope you guys have read them before you actually started chatting on my channel. Rule number 1, be nice. Rule number 2, be patient. Rule number 3, be nice. I have to stress it twice. Number 4, no lowbrow humor. Number 5, do not pester me about other games. Number 6, no spoilers unless I ask. And number 7, which was added during my Sonic the Hedgehog Sonic Frontier streams, please keep chat or comments on topic and relevant to the stream. Do not hijack the chat or try to derail the conversation with unrelated topics. Now, I understand if like there is a common ground, but I don't want to only talk about one thing. Like, I don't want it to go from like, I talk about something in one stream, and then in the very next stream, we're going to bring it up again, and then the very next stream, we're going to bring it up again, and we're going to just talk about that same thing every stream, unless it is a regularly developing event, like the downfall of any color, okay? Again, like, if it's something as simple as like, if it's a topic that develops over time, sure, we can discuss current events. I don't mind that. Like, that's current events. It's new stuff to talk about. But if you're going to ask me about one specific topic, and you're going to keep talking about that one specific topic every time you come into my stream, that's where it's like, okay, we need to slow down on that. Like, I love that some of you guys can be very passionate and very geeky about things. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not stopping you from being geeky. I'm just saying that like there is a time and place in it for everything, and I had to add the rule that please try to keep chat or comments relevant to either the game on stream or to what is being talked about on stream, or as to clarify, like recent events that may be interesting. Like, again, things in the VTuber sphere will interest me for the most part. And stuff like that. Or like, again, the cover, my cover stuff. Koala, were you here when I was talking about? Well, actually, no. You'll probably just rewatch the VOD. But yeah, I'm still thinking about doing covers. I just need to decide on something. I would highly recommend for those of you who came in this late, if you haven't watched the, if you weren't there for the beginning where I talked about. Where I showed something special relating to my covers, and also like talking about the process of heard it sound okay, good, yay. That's out. But yeah, referring more specifically to the part about like help me decide, guys, because like I said, there's stuff I want to do, but with me wanting to be a perfectionist and wanting to be the kind of person who's like, get it right on the first try or do it decently on the first try, that might hinder me from actually doing things. So that's why I need help deciding on whether or not I should do just do covers until I can save up enough or get enough support to actually do the cover that I have wanted to do but don't have the resources for, or saving up my own money until I can afford to get the resources to do that one cover. Yeah. Anyway, that's actually a good section to segue for, because guess what? It's time to play more Stray Gods! Yay! More musical deity drama. Okay, let's see. Let me close my preview on OBS because that's going to take up additional resources. I know I have a beefy graphics card. That doesn't mean I'm going to abuse it. All right, and then we also have to open the volume mixer and unmute Stray Gods. There we go. Sound coming through? Yes, sound is coming through. Some people need to shut up the same topic. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Like, just don't try to shoehorn it or railroad it into every stream. That's it. That's pretty much all I'm just trying to get at. Like, I will happily discuss things or talk about things, because as a streamer, there is some level of interaction. Just don't make the conversation about only what you like. You have to remember that this is still my stream and I'm playing a game for the most part, and then like there are other people in the chat as well. So yeah, don't think too hard on it, okay? So, I just want to be clear, don't think too hard on it. Okay, so I definitely want to check on Apollo because I feel like I may have hurt his feelings. Apollo, look, boy, I just wanted to check on you.
Grace.
Yeah, told you she'd be back.
Oh yeah.
What are you doing here? When you stayed with Persephone, I thought that... Well, I didn't expect to see you again.
Oh, Apollo.
I thought I'd check in on you. The way you left, well, it was quite the scene.
Yeah, it's not all about absolutes.
Yes, that. I want to apologize for my outburst. Being around my family brings out the worst in me, I'm afraid.
Oh, I know the feeling,
It's
Apollo.
why I avoid them whenever possible, and why I should have resisted getting dragged into all this.
Where's my mouse? There it is.
Apollo, everything you sang about still applies, even if you got angry.
I know.
We all make mistakes. You pick yourself up, and you try again for Calliope's sake.
I'll think about it, Grace.
Again with the Apollo
For
with
now.
the oh you're better off staying
You're in
away
far
from
better
me.
hands.
You drama
do that.
queen.
Don't think I won't.
Apollo, you are such a drama queen. My goodness. This sad boy. Okay, so it's either we talk to Pan or talk to Persephone. Between the two, I'm a bit more inclined to talk to Persephone. Not entirely sure what Pan wants, and I'm a bit...
Oh, back already, are you? It's just as well. I've asked around, called in some favors, just enough to get an idea of what all the idols are currently up to. Much as I'm loath
It bothers
to
me a
admit
bit the text
I'm
is
back
not
to thinking
centered.
Pan may be our prime suspect after all.
I don't know how you function, but the reason I voted for more Stray Gods is if I'm going back and forth between games with difficult narratives, I'm gonna forget about one of the stories. Okay, so the thing about me is that, like, it's about more of what interests me, and, like, at this point, Stray Gods and Ghostwire both interest me, because, like, they are new, so relatively new, and the reason I brought up Ghostwire again, because I'm having a lot of fun. And right now it's more about like, okay, I want to play both of these games, but I can only pick one for today. I don't know if I want to stream again tomorrow, honestly. I've never felt this good about streaming. Like, okay, no, I haven't felt this good about streaming constantly or like for consecutive days in a while. Usually I've taken a day off in between to rest up and to for the sake of my own physical and mental health. But I don't know. Also, like, that's the advantage of having a stream, Koala, I guess. It's like, if I forget certain plot points, or if I forgot where I left off, I can just go back to my VOD. And if I watch even just like what was the last thing that happened, I will most likely remember everything else before that. And if I forget something in between, it just adds to the experience of the game, in my opinion. Like, especially for a game like this, where there are choices to make. If I forget a vital detail and screw up, it's going to add to the gameplay. So that's why it's like, I don't mind jumping between multiple games. It's why I'm able to balance Rainbow Six Siege, Ghostwire Tokyo, Stray Gods, the role-playing musical, Armored Core 6, Persona 5 Royal, and Ghost Recon Breakpoint. Sorry, Wildlands rather. It's because like I don't know. I guess it's easier for me to compartmentalize all of that because I have like anchors for each of those games that I know how to handle it. And then for speaking of Persona, one of the reasons I don't forget the narrative of Persona is because, as I've shared before, I've already played the game. I just haven't played Royal. I'm experiencing all of the new features in Royal for the first time, including Kasumi Social Link, because that was not in the original. At least with this one, you can't get sidetracked. Can't I now? You underestimate me, Koala. You underestimate my capabilities of getting completely sidetracked in a game, even as something as straightforward as this. Like, I could easily just go into Pan Ask to see me. No, I'm gonna go through every single conversation point here. We are going to learn everything.
Why Pan? I thought you'd rejected him as a suspect.
I did. It doesn't seem like his style. Pan has always preferred scheming over direct confrontation. But the thing is, how did he know about you so quickly? What does he hope to gain by sticking his nose in?
A favor or two, I guess.
Half the idols owe him a favor or two. No, he's up to something else. Until I know what it is, I can't discount the possibility that he's involved in all this.
I mean, I didn't
You
either.
should know. Pan asked me to meet him at Olympus. I'm not sure why.
Oh, that's interesting. Did he happen to say what he wanted?
No. He probably wants to cash in his favor.
Huh. That's what he does. Collect favors and then use them to gather even more favors. To what end, I dare not guess.
Should I not
Should
see
I
him?
not go see him then? If he's our best suspect...
No. Go see what he wants. It'll provide insight into his plans, if nothing else.
Okay, so at least it wasn't like a...
Just throw caution to the wind, huh?
Somehow you'll manage.
I mean, yeah, we threw caution to the wind and we managed to convince
I
Persephone
want
to
to
join
send you
us.
to a party, Grace. One Aphrodite is holding. She and Eros know Pan perhaps better than anyone. If you go, it'll give you a chance to find out what he's really up to.
I could just talk to
I still
Pan.
have that invitation from Pan. Maybe it'd be easier if I just went to see him.
You should do both. Just don't believe a single word coming out of his mouth.
I might be able to coax some truth out of him. I can be persuasive.
A battle of the silver tongues, I'm sure.
I have been flirting with every single idol in this game. That is an understatement.
You know Aphrodite better than I do. Can't you talk to her?
She and I don't get along.
Like how you and Apollo don't get along?
Even more intensely than that. I once said some things about her husband. They were true, but unwelcome. Suffice it to say, if I showed up at Aphrodite's party, revealing Pan's secrets would be the last thing on her mind.
Damn. Everyone's
Why
so
a
petty.
party? Couldn't I just go wherever she lives and ask her?
You could, but if you go to this party, she'll be grateful. She holds it from time to time and always asked Calliope to attend, but Calliope never would. You can put two and two together. A grateful Aphrodite might be willing to tell you what Pan is really up to.
One wild party with a goddess of love coming up.
It's less of a wild party and more of a somber affair.
You mean like a cocktail party?
Let me put it this way. Apollo will likely be there.
And that's
Gotcha.
why.
Expectations of fun downgraded considerably. I'll let you know what I find.
Okay. I can still talk to Persephone again. Before that, let's see. I'm not done with it because I got peeved with one boss, but I won't be lost with Black Myth Wukong because it's not hard to follow. Wait, did I miss a message? Did I miss a message there? Because it's not. Oh, you're talking about Black Myth Wukong. Okay. Yeah, the game. I've heard the gameplay is difficult. Although I've heard like both. I've heard like conflicting opinions on whether or not it counts as a Souls-like. I've heard like people saying, "Oh, it is a Souls-like," and they're saying, "No, it's not a Souls-like." So I just kind of get confused by it. I just take it as it is a challenging action RPG. That's all I'll take it as. Now, the reason I haven't bought it yet is because I'm not particularly fond of stories about Journey to the West, and also I don't have money. All of my money, oh my god, I've already shared this, but all of my money this month has just gone into like essentials that I don't have money to buy games or stuff like that. I can afford my sub again for FF14, which will be essential for the charity stream next week, but that's about it. Anyway, before we go talk to Pan, I will just go grab my Gamer Juice Zero. I had to put it in the freezer for a little longer because I forgot to bring it up, and so I put it in the freezer late. Hola. Hello, Ned. I'll be right back. Me neither, but I like the world building. Well, I'll think about it. Like, it's not exactly high on my list. I have a whole bunch of other games on my wish list. And also games that I want to play that I haven't played yet. Like, did you know I want to play Ready or Not? I'll probably play that next month. That's another game I'll be picking up. Ready or Not. Because, like, I've been... You know me, I like tac shooters. I've liked tactical shooters. Me likey things with a little bit of, like, cop simulator of sorts. Whole bunch of games, including not safe for work ones, but we're not gonna talk about those yet. Anyway, Ned, I'm sorry that you missed the mix made by Rav, but I think because I have DVR on, you should be able to rewind to it. But if not, then just wait till the VOD goes up. Anyway, as per tradition, and I don't know if this is going to explode because the can was sideways. I had to stick it sideways in the freezer because it's horizontal. Here's hoping for the best. Oh, it didn't explode. Cool. Have you heard of Enslaved Odyssey to the West? That was Journey to the West, but by a Western developer. If I remember, that's the one with like the big angry guy, right? Enslaved Odyssey to the West. Yeah, this is the one. I remember this got like rave reviews, but like it was an Xbox 360 exclusive. Oh, no, it's not. It was a PS3 game. Or was it? I can't remember. I just remember hearing about this before, but never got around to playing it. I know that it's from the Xbox 360 era, but I never saw it like available in my local market, so. Post-apocalyptic journey. Yeah, that one I remember. Oh, the use Twitter for now. Oh, wait. I'm reading two completely different windows here. It didn't sell well. Really? I heard that it was actually a pretty good game. Oh, yeah, I did. Here, it's a good game, but... It's a good game, but it didn't get the attention it deserved. Much like many other hidden gems in the gaming industry. Like this one. I don't know if it's just the circles I'm in, but I have not seen a lot of people on Twitter talking about stray gods. Why is the cursor not working? Hello? There we go. Let's go talk to Pan.
I'd
There he
say
is.
hello, Grace, but I'm afraid that look on your face might be catching.
I just... What is this place?
It's a garden, darling. Surely even mortals have them.
This building. All those people I
Wasn't this
passed getting up
tree
here.
in his song?
Are they all idols?
Oh, at least some of them. Welcome to Olympus, dear Grace. Our home hidden away in plain sight. Marvelous, isn't it?
I've passed this part of the city 100 times. I've never seen this building. Was it always here? Or...
Our Lady Hecate provides glamours that allow certain things to go unseen, such as my glorious horns. Olympus is the same. Those invited see it. Those who aren't see exactly what they expect. It's not anywhere as grand as in the old country, but it serves its purpose.
How many idols
how many
are there?
idols are there? I've met, what, less than 12?
Oh, I don't know, 20, 30. Our numbers have dwindled so much I've stopped keeping track.
I didn't know there were that many gods.
We're not all equally legendary, it's true. Some idols were
Honey,
barely
it's the
worshipped,
Greek
others not at
pantheon.
all.
There are a lot of gods.
Indeed, not all of us are idols. Some are merely immortal. Hangers-on, if you will. You'll meet them all, given time.
This isn't
I don't know,
grand.
Pan. Olympus seems pretty grand to me.
As if mortals would know any better. This isn't the first time you've been here. I'm sure Hermes took you to Athena's dreary office.
With cookies.
That's here? Huh.
Good one, that Hermes. Almost as dull-witted as the original, but biddable.
Do most idols,
Idols
live
live here? I mean, Calliope didn't, obviously. Apollo doesn't either.
One must have special dispensation from Our Lady of Wisdom, Athena, before they can take up a private dung heap like Apollo's.
Am I gonna have to give up my apartment?
That's rather putting the cart before the horse, darling. First, you must outlive the week.
here?
Right.
Good point.
Good point. You asked me to meet you here?
I did. Though I feared you might decline, considering your rather callous rejection earlier. Regardless, my pride is intact, as is the favor you owe me, which I now wish to collect.
Oh boy. Really hope the mythology guy takes a look at this. There's a mythology guy? I was expecting this.
Sure. I'm totally in a position to help others right now. Lay it on me.
Here's the
Sarcasm.
thing. A friend has begged for my help, and you're far better suited than I to offer what he requires.
Okay, is it just me, or is the guy who like it's either the way that they tuned the voice actor's mic, or they deliberately gave him like an ASMR mic, because you can even hear the smacking of his tongue.
I'll give you a key to reach the reliquary where he resides. You help him, and then we're even. If that's not enough incentive, the reliquary is also where you'll find the lovely
Just a content
Hecate.
creator. Ah.
A sorceress of her power could aid your quest. What do you say?
What
This
kind of favor is
person I'm
this?
to help. What does he want? And why can't you do it?
Well, Grace, there are some things you're better equipped to handle than I. This, as I understand it, is a delicate matter of the heart.
Oh no, are
One
we
that
gonna start
requires a
singing Total
muse's
Eclipse of the
handling.
Heart?
A matter of the heart.
What, did you think I was sending you to rough someone up? Set something aflame? Don't be absurd.
I need my earbuds to
The
hear
man
it.
has an issue with his
Right,
love
I have a
life.
headset on.
Even if you can't help him, I'll treat the effort as worth the favor.
That's it?
So that's it? Fix up someone's love life? Nothing trickier than that?
Oh, the way you talk, Grace. It makes me blush.
It's just
I
that
trade in willing favors, Grace. If I didn't, no one would want to do as I ask, and then where would I be? I may seem untrustworthy, but allow me to reassure you. If I wish you harm, you will walk into that harm knowingly and with open arms.
Ah, he's the type of person to stab you in the front. Turn around.
you're saying you can talk me into anything?
Anything you would enter into willingly and with eyes wide open, which covers a great deal. Yes.
That's surprisingly ethical of you, Pan.
I find consent wildly attractive, Grace.
Oh, Pan, you tease. Nothing I love more than consent.
What is this reliquary? Doesn't that have something to do with the bones of saints or something?
Not those relics. Our relics. The relics of ancient gods. Magical treasures collected
Get
over
yourself a partner
thousands
who
of
will
years.
always ask for your consent.
Books, mainly. We store them in a faraway place so no one unsavory can get their hands on them.
Unsavory like you?
Unsavory like most. Athena has decreed that these relics are not to be used by any...
The look he gave her was like, bitch, seriously? Right now? You're doing this right now, and I'm trying to help you. The absolute look he gave her.
Save Hecate and herself. A rather dull waste of so much amassed knowledge and power, but who am I to judge? I'm not leader of the chorus.
Is this reliquary
If
dangerous?
these relics are off limits, does that mean they're dangerous?
Some, but I'm not asking you to chase after any of that nonsense. In fact, I'd advise against it.
But what if one of those relics could help me?
My, such an adventurer you are. It's possible, but ask Hecate first. She, and I mean this with complete and uncharacteristic seriousness, is not an idol you or anyone wishes to cross.
I have hardly ever met anyone in any game named Hecate that is worth crossing.
This Hecate, do you think she could help me?
If someone is
she's
named
on the
Hecate,
mind.
do not
She is the
cross
goddess of
them.
dark magic, the creator of all our marvelous glamours. If anyone can help you, it is she.
And if she's not of a mind?
It never
Then
ends
she
well.
won't help you. Grace, that part is up to you. I can't be expected to do everything, can I?
I'll consider
Well,
it.
think about it.
That is an
But no
ASMR mic.
promises.
Yeah, I see.
Marvelous. The gentleman you seek is
Right?
named Asterion. Lovely fellow, quite harmless.
Fucking Asterion? We're going to meet the fucking Minotaur?
I'll send a package to your domicile that contains directions
man,
and the
what's he
key
gonna look
you'll
like?
need to reach the reliquary.
I said no promises.
Well, if you decide to go, Grace, you'll still need all those things. Say hello to darling Hecate on my behalf, will you?
Am I gonna have to pick between this favor and Aphrodite's party? Okay, so it's either. Or I can, okay, let's read the journal really quick, because there were some new entries. Okay, you know, I'm using my mouse for this because it scrolls faster. Nope, that nothing new there. Okay, Aphrodite. Aphrodite's throwing some kind of party. Persephone thinks I should go since Aphrodite knows everyone who's anyone. Excuse me. And might be able to help me. She's being kind of vague about what the party's about though. Should I be worried? Apollo brought me to see Persephone, but who do you think almost... Oh, no. I went to see Apollo at his beach house to try and patch things up. But I don't know how well it went. He's helping me for Calliope's sake, right? Why stop now just because he got upset at Persephone? Wonder if I'll see him again. Okay, Persephone. Okay, no, nothing new there. Pan. Okay, this is interesting. I thought Apollo and Persephone kind of dismissed Pan being a suspect when we were all together, but now Persephone has second thoughts. She thinks he's a schemer and his sudden appearance was too convenient, so he's back on the list of suspects, I guess. I went to see Pan in his natural habitat this time, which it turns out is a giant garden on the roof of a magic office building. Go figure! Anyhow, he's calling in the favor I owe him and sending me to some place called the Reliquary, which I get to by using a magic key and finding a shipping container at the docks to fix an idol's love life. Weird, but okay. I guess I assumed Pan's favors would involve, I don't know, mysterious things, illegal things. There has to be more to this. Okay. Oh gosh, I don't know. Do I want to go to Aphrodite's party or the Reliquary? I can go to either, but I want to go to the Reliquary first. Because at least there, if I go to the party afterwards, I can then update. Oh, just
When I
gonna
opened
throw
that
us right
shipping
in.
container, I was expecting, I don't know, rats.
Yeah.
Instead we have... Where the hell are we?
It's hard to say.
This isn't
Were we
Tartarus,
going
is
to
it?
some kind of library?
Yeah, Pan said there would be books. You like books, right?
I do like books.
See, there you go. Apparently this reliquary place has all the books you could ever dream of.
A reliquary? Ooh, I bet it has relics. I want a wand of fireballs.
Slow
You're such a
down.
nerd.
We are in the Greek pantheon, not
Speaking
D&D.
of, how much do you actually know about Hecate and this idol you're supposed to help?
Do you know anything about this Hecate? It's not a name that rings bells.
Let's see. Well, she was the goddess of witchcraft, the really dark kind.
Oh.
But she's never really portrayed as evil. She was more of an outsider, lived alone, off in her little corner of the underworld. Do you think that's where we could be? Oh, that is so cool. Oh, I bet knowledge is important to her. It could be an angle if you talk to her.
I'm so glad I brought you, Freddy. I wouldn't know the first thing about any of this.
Nah. Well, I hope it's actually helpful to tell you these things.
Why wouldn't it be?
Well, 'cause it could all be wrong. I would have never pegged Apollo for a surfer dude with confidence issues.
Okay, maybe it's
Yeah,
not
good
an
point.
ASMR mic. I think they just really tuned the mics very well. Because even on Freddy, I am hearing the little sound.
The idol we're here to help is named Asterion.
And you know who that is, right?
No. Should I?
That's the Minotaur's real name. You know, big bullhead, horns, lives in a giant labyrinth.
Pan did not mention that.
Why am I not surprised?
Is the Minotaur dangerous?
This Minotaur. You don't think he might be dangerous, do you?
Well, traditionally he eats people, but he was also supposed to have been slain by the hero Theseus.
Well, not so slain after all. Pan says he has a problem with his love life.
Maybe he needs to stop eating all his girlfriends? Okay, I knew that sounded wrong the moment I said it.
Yeah, he should stop eating his girlfriends. Should start eating out his girlfriends. Heyo!
We should go inside instead of standing out here in the fog.
It's more of a mist, really.
A mist potentially full of monsters.
In we go, then. Are you really planning on doing that favor for Pan?
Yeah, this is my specialty.
Meddle in love lives? Sweet Talk, the goddess of witchcraft? Freddy, who are you dealing with?
The master meddler and sweet talker.
Damn straight.
I look forward to seeing you in operation. There's no way at all this could go poorly.
Famous last words. Astrobot just released the speedrun challenges that were announced of the. I said if they've been waiting. Hey, good luck with the speedruns. Oh God, she's huge. Doctor, you're huge.
I guess the Titan thing is literal, huh?
Mortals within the reliquary. Who permits this intrusion, this sacrilege? This
Was expecting a bit more of a boom or an echo effect on her voice.
knowledge is not meant for the likes of you. I shall grind you into the dust from whence you came!
Uh-oh.
I am really sorry if we startled you. My name is Grace. We've never met before, but, I'm the new muse.
And I'm Freddie. Big fan.
Big fan.
If I broke a rule, I apologize. Pan didn't mention anything about that, I'm afraid.
You are Grace?
Well, she changed tones rather quickly.
Then Calliope is dead. Is that now? I thought that was not for another 11 months yet.
Oh.
Yeah, that's now. Or very recently, anyway. I guess you don't get much news here in wherever this is.
It is between places, crafted by my own hand from the ether.
Who's the voice of
Here in the
Hecate? I like
books
her
are
voice.
written all things, past, present, and things that are yet to occur.
Ooh.
Yes, it's right here. Calliope joins Grace's band. They become friends. Months later, there is an automobile accident, and
An accident? No, that's
Like
not
a-
what happened.
Like
Are
I
you
doesn't
saying
even say
the
I can't,
books
doesn't
are
even
wrong?
know what automobile is. Hold on. Hecate. Do we have the listing for the voice of Hecate? Allegra Clark! Oh god, it's Acheron! It's fucking Acheron! And Bloodhound! Oh man. And the voice of Fairy. Ned, it's the voice of Fairy. Allegra Clark can sing, by the way. If you guys haven't heard, like, if you guys haven't heard the cover of White Knight by the English cast of Honkai Star Rail, you guys need to give it a listen. And Allegra Clark can sing! And I'm so glad, because now we get to hear her sing here, potentially.
They're wrong about this. Calliope was murdered just a few days ago.
that is impossible.
I don't know what to tell you.
You will explain. We will both sit, and you will explain. There will be tea.
I like her. There will be tea.
Curious. It is clear something unanticipated has occurred, something outside the realm of fate.
Is that even possible?
It is, but I must follow the threads back to their source to
right,
find the
Hecate's
origin
one
of
of the fates.
deviation. It may take years of research.
Years? I don't have years.
That is unfortunate. If there is nothing else, I must ask you both to leave so I may begin at once.
Is there no way to speed that up? Whoever's behind it might be the murderer.
Such threads are not so easily untangled. I must consult the Moirai, if indeed they are not the ones responsible.
The Moi what?
The what?
You might know them as the Fates. They or any
no,
beings of a
she's not the
sufficiently
Fates, but she
cosmic
is
nature
connected to
have
them.
the power to undo the order of things.
That does not sound good.
Certainly not. They are also not beings I can summon at a whim to solve your mystery. I am sorry.
Actually, I came here to speak to Asterion.
Excuse me. Ooh.
If,
Damn.
He is here.
A visitor for Asterion? How strange.
Uh-oh. Oh, he's in a suit!
Is that a thing? I didn't know.
Wow, okay. Freddy was right.
As if there was any doubt.
My old friend, this is Grace. She is our muse from the line of Calliope, and it is she who asked for you.
I'm here on behalf of Pan. He owes you a favor? Something to do with...
No, shit, not Pan. Nah, never heard of him.
Asterion, of course you know Pan.
No, no idea what he'd want. No, sir, no favours. Nah, not this Minotaur.
Minotaur?
There you have it, Grace. I believe now is the time when you leave.
But there must be some mistake.
There is no mistake. Not this
That
time.
is Rahul
Are you sure about
Kohli.
that? Because I'm not going.
Uh-oh.
It is written.
Did you hear that? Pan sends me all this way and Asterion won't even talk to us?
Maybe there's another Asterion?
Yeah,
No, he
more
won't
likely
talk to you in
Pan's got me
front. I
chasing
think it's
my
just
tail.
he won't talk to you in front of
was pointless.
Hecate.
Well, I don't think we're getting back inside. Do you have another plan?
I don't know if my powers will even work on Hecate, but it's worth a shot.
Ooh, a musical number. Do you think this one could be... do you hear what I'm hearing?
Oh, you're still here? I had to run the entire... Oh, that's a long way, innit?
Oh gosh, he's British.
I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to send you away, alright? I just couldn't tell you, not in front of Kate.
Kate?
Kate? You don't mean...
Oh, that is so cute.
I heard what you said about Calliope. I can help you. I really, really can. It has to be you. I am so in love with my dear sweet Kate. I just don't know how to tell her.
Oh my god!
Please help me tell her.
You're in
Let
love?
me get this straight. You're in love with Hecate. That Hecate.
Oh, mate, Kate is... She's just the best. Like, she knows everything and she always smells so good.
Oh
Like,
my
she's so
god.
nice to me and she doesn't even have to be. And we got stuck in the tower together because we can't live in the mortal world. I know I could make her happy. Well, I want to try.
I love it. I'm
won't
all
you
for
help
it. Sign me up, Asterion. I will be your wingman.
Do you really call Hecate Kate? Off topic, I know, but I have to ask.
Sometimes she has to go into the mortal world for a short time and do things for Athena.
Uh-huh. And...
Well, she had to make up a magic disguise, you know, a new identity. And I thought she should give it a proper name.
And you suggested Kate?
Yeah, she really liked it. She said, "Thank you, Asterion."
Have you tried, I don't know, talking to her about how you feel? I take that as a no.
I don't have the words. I've tried. Every time I end up knocking over a table or killing a cat or talking about how sometimes meat has that grisly texture I don't like.
You killed her cat?
Oh no.
Oh no.
It was a small cat. I panicked. I'm just not good at words. Right? Really not good.
You're really the Minotaur?
Are you really the Minotaur? Like, the monster who roamed a maze and ate people?
And is supposed to be dead?
Well, my father locked me up in a labyrinth, but I never ate anyone.
Oh. Well, that's good.
Except Theseus. But he was a bellend.
Okay, that was beautiful. I never ate anyone. Except Theseus. He was a bellend. Oh, the writing of this game, I love it. Sorry, I keep pausing. I gotta take a breath.
Okay, so you're in love with Hecate. What is it you think I can do?
A muse knows about poetry and the heart and how to make words beautiful. All I want is to ask her, but I need good words. You know, please say you'll help me.
Hecate might say no. You know that, right?
Well, she probably will. I mean, she's Kate. And I'm me. But just once, I'd like to be able to ask her, you know, to say it out loud instead of thinking it. I'll still help you. No matter what she says. I promise.
I do this and you'll help me in return, right?
Athena made Kate swear she's not allowed to say anything about what happens at the tower. But she never made me swear. Maybe she never thought anyone would ask. But I'll tell you, even if Kate doesn't like it, I'll tell you.
If I do this first.
If you help me, any trouble will be worth it.
Okay. I have an idea.
You do? Well, you do?
You, my bullish friend, are gonna sing your little heart out.
Oh boy.
Grace always has the best ideas.
Let's go! We're going for a serenade
Set
here.
up a vibe and you go for it.
I'm not great at words. I'm more of a dancer.
Just
Oh,
speak
now
from your
you
heart.
say you're a dancer.
You can do it.
The finger gun.
You cast a spell on me. Not literally, obviously. But I feel in summary, you and me are meant to be. 'Cause you
I wish I wasn't saving money though, because this writing, I know, right? I love it!
put a hex on me. You didn't do it to me directly. I'm not blaming you specifically, just that metaphorically. Shit, can someone help me?
Shit, can someone help me?
Okay, what are some of the things you love about her?
Oh my god, the Romeo and Juliet background! I can't, I am dying! I am absolutely dying from this. I love this. This is my favorite chapter so far. Oh god. I think this is gonna be my favorite part of the game.
With you, there's so much to love. Oh, I'm not saying you're fat.
Tell her something she doesn't know about herself.
Okay, T, to me, you know you in rapture?
Ooh, good word.
Good word.
Your pallid skin, your lips are so thin, your love of books.
Asterian, I have but one thought. Why is it that you seem so distraught? Are you saying you're in love with me? You couldn't possibly. Really?
Oh, you're doing great. Give it another go.
Go, Asterion!
You've cast a spell on me. It's a feeling that's killing me. But let's say categorically, okay, T, it's just.
Keep chopping her. Go, go, go! Lay it on her, man! Asterion, go!
Katie, yeah, that's what I've always called you. It sounds juvenile, but that name makes me smile. I've always wanted to tell you. Anyways, as friends, I'm only a fraction of what I can be. I mean, I'll still make you tea, but don't you want more than tea?
Is this what you truly wish to do?
Class lowering in the background.
Imagine if we ceased to be. It's a possibility. Don't you see?
Oh god, he's looking pretty bad.
Hecate, it could be this spell on me has blinded my eyes from what you can see. If there's even the smallest possibility of losing you somehow, I'll take it back now. I'm finished. Could someone please rescue me? This is a disaster. Grace, help me.
All right.
Hecate, if you don't mind, I'll take the floor because I feel obliged to help this Minotaur. He's a bit absurd, he gets stuck on a word, but he flies like a bird when you walk in the door. Could the love of your He's already moved in. Please understand, Grace, it's not him I can't face. My heart is a difficult place to admire. Hot coals at its core burned so many before, yet he carries this torch unaware of the fire.
Why do you say that?
I'm tempted, but what you're all telling me is nothing will go wrong, for it's destiny. Have you truly considered this carefully? Black magic takes a toll, and if you lose control, the cost is paid by reality. Is my heart worth everything going amiss? I cannot protect you from the dark abyss, so don't dismiss, just resist.
You think that I don't know the darkness inside of me. You know the stars, but do you remember your history? I love the person I have become. You changed me. Come with me.
I am Freddy right now. I am Freddy right now. That face is so mean.
Come with me. Come with me.
You deserve a love story.
Asterion,
Kate?
it seems you've cast a spell on me.
Ah!
You will not regret this.
Not yet. It is written. You've cast a spell on me. To think I shall have my own story.
This is so cute, and also I love it.
And we shall write it together. You've cast a spell on me. A tale of romance and glory. You've cast a spell on me. But do we have enough leather?
Leather?
Cast a spell on me.
Oh, because she means the book. The leather binding, right? Yeah! We ship it!
Well, that was diverting. You felt this way the entire time, Asterion, and you said nothing?
I didn't think I was worthy. I mean, look at me. I'm only, half a man.
You have been a devoted friend over the long and lonely years, Asterion. I only wish I had realized sooner we could have been more. As for you, Grace, I thank you for arranging this diversion, however it came to pass.
I'm glad to see someone happy, finally.
That was so adorable.
That would be me.
That was
I am
beyond adorable.
also not displeased by this course of events.
That was beyond adorable.
Wow,
I can't
look at
take
you.
it.
Living the wildlife.
I'm about
Come,
I'm
Asterion, I
dying
wish
from
to
the
speak of this
diabetes right
further.
now.
And find an appropriate outfit.
Oh! We're gonna see them at
Wait for me outside, yeah?
We're gonna see them at Aphrodite's party together, I think.
How long are we supposed to wait? It's been over
New
an
outfit,
hour.
new outfit, new outfit.
I'm sure
new
it's
outfit.
fine, Grace. I doubt the Minotaur would break his promise. Say, what'd I tell you?
Whew. You still here? I'm sorry. Kate had a lot to say.
Oh, I
Oh,
bet.
I'll bet she did.
Yeah, well, Kate wants us to talk about our feelings more. And there, of course, was tea. Right, so I suppose you want to know how Calliope broke into the reliquary that night.
She did what?
She did what?
No, we didn't know anything about that. Do you mean the night she died?
Oh, well, I thought you already knew. Yeah, the night Calliope died, she broke in somehow. Thing is, We know she didn't take anything or even touch anything. I just remember the alarms, and I chased after her.
The reliquary has
Did you say
alarms?
the reliquary has alarms? Like burglar alarms, cameras?
Oh, no, nothing like that. It just has a lot of protections. You know, magic.
I don't know magic, actually.
Oh, well, it's just meant to keep the dangerous stuff from being touched. It was set off, so something happened in the reliquary. We just, don't know what exactly.
How do you know nothing
How
was
do you
taken?
know Calliope didn't touch or take anything?
Kate knows everything in the reliquary, right down to the last book. She's been looking, but she can't figure if anything was touched. It makes her so mad not to know. And it made Athena pretty mad too.
Athena got involved?
Oh boy.
Yeah, when Kate finally told her, Athena wants Kate to keep investigating, but it doesn't look good.
So Athena knows what
Athena
happened.
knows what happened here the night Calliope died?
Yeah, Kate told her a day or so later, I think. We didn't know Calliope died that night, though.
What? Athena didn't mention it?
Nope. Not that that's weird. She's not the chatty type, you know? She came in all quiet and cool, wanted to know who was here that night and what Calliope might have wanted. She swore Kate to silence. Not me, though. Guess she's not as smart as Kate.
Did you ever find
You
Calliope?
chased Calliope, but did you ever catch up with her?
No. If I'd have caught her, I'd have brought her back and Kate would have gotten answers out of her. All I know is that she was hurt, bleeding bad, but I don't know why. I wanted to help her, but she got away in the fog. Then I ran into Medusa.
Medusa?
Wait, what? Medusa? Here?
Yeah. Well, she's not normally here. I think maybe she was chasing after Calliope too.
How could Calliope have been wounded?
I don't know. Maybe Medusa did it. Probably not, though. You know, I never saw Medusa near the reliquary, just out in the fog, so she never even got that close.
So whatever happened to Calliope happened inside the reliquary.
I guess. But we don't have anything that would attack anyone. Especially not an idol.
Really?
So someone else. But they did it inside the reliquary.
If so, they vanished after.
What was Medusa doing here?
She was chasing after Calliope too, I think, but she wouldn't say why. I asked.
Seems pretty convenient. Her just out there suddenly.
Great, now we have to
that
chase
part's
Medusa.
weird. I've never seen her near the reliquary before.
Couldn't Medusa have broken in like Calliope did?
Yeah, but I chased Calliope from the reliquary. If Medusa had been there, I would have seen her.
Those alarms don't go off if someone breaks into the reliquary? They don't detect intruders?
Well, normally nobody does that.
Calliope did. Someone else could have.
Yeah, but the alarms are just to protect all the books and relics. That's it. Whatever Calliope did here, it was enough to set off the alarms. That's all I know.
What kind of relics are
What
there?
relics are there? Maybe Calliope was looking for one but couldn't find it before...
Yeah, that I'm not supposed to say.
Do you have the golden fleece, the shield of Zeus, the sword of Damocles? Is it suspended?
You know a lot about that stuff for a mortal.
So it's all real?
I can neither confirm nor deny any of that. All I know is that nothing got used and nothing got taken.
I can neither
This
confirm
means
nor deny
Calliope
any of
came
that.
here the night she died. This is where she was attacked.
But we don't know by whom.
We know Medusa was here. She might even have been involved.
Well, she's super scary, but you know she works for Athena, right?
Medusa
I thought
works
maybe that's
for
why she was
Athena?
here, but Athena said she didn't know about it.
That does seem suspicious.
If that's all you need, then I have to go. Kate will be so mad if she finds me gone. Good luck, Muse.
You okay there, friendo?
I'm just thinking about Calliope. What happened to her here? Whatever she was trying to do, she probably didn't succeed. She ran from here, dying, maybe straight to our apartment.
Because you were her last hope.
Yeah. What if she hadn't made it? She must have known...
And
One
there
thing at a
went
time,
the best
Grace.
character.
You'll figure it out. I know you will.
I love Asterion.
I guess so. Next thing is to go back to Pan. Tell him his favor is done.
What an adventure.
And then we
Sorry?
have to go to...
You're just lucky, Grace. Luckier than you think. You go do what you have to, and I'll meet you back at the apartment, okay?
I really hope it doesn't turn out that Freddy is behind everything. Or that
Pan,
she's somehow involved. I really hope not.
I hope you're here, because I don't know where else to look for you.
Of course I'm here, Grace. Where else would I be but amongst the trees and the wild things? I really must thank you, by the by. Asterion is simply over the moon, and he's already repaid me with this select tome from the reliquary.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. You might have warned me what his love life issue was.
What was it? Asterion wouldn't say.
You really didn't know?
It was exhausting trying to get the poor fellow to admit as much as he did.
I'm back. I'm
At
settling
any
in
rate,
here.
you seem to have worked it out.
Hey, welcome back, Ned. Ned? We just created a relationship between the Minotaur and Hecate. It was an adorable musical number with Romeo and Juliet-esque cardboard cutout props. Oh my god, I was dying the whole time. It was such a good number. I think that's my favorite part of the game so far, the Asteria and Hecate part. I loved it so much. Also, still loving the fact that the voice of Hecate is Allegra Clark, aka Acheron, aka Fairy in Zenless Zone Zero.
Trust you got what you needed? More grist for the mill of your innocence, as it were?
Oh no, not the grist.
It's quite the coincidence. The place you sent me just happens to be the place Calliope was attacked.
That is quite the coincidence. You must be very grateful.
It's just hard to trust a coincidence that big.
You have no reason to be suspicious. I know nothing of what happened to Calliope at the reliquary. I suppose the question at the heart of this is, do you believe me?
You're enjoying this, aren't you? This tit-for-tat back and forth.
I'll enjoy it if you're enjoying it.
Well, I'm not enjoying it.
Ooh, Pan got moves.
Oh my, aren't you a delight? Even if you haven't answered the question, don't think I didn't notice.
Ooh,
I
Pan
never
be
lied to you,
flirting now.
Grace, and I never shall. If you're looking for innocence, however, well, I'm afraid that's one thing I cannot provide.
What if I discover you're lying to me after all?
You'll do what you do, and I'll do what I do, and we'll see where that takes us.
Somewhere good, I
I hope
hope.
it's somewhere good. Somewhere I'm not on trial.
Oh, my, you do know how to spoil the mood, don't you? If I can make a suggestion, live the high life. Throw caution to the wind.
That's your suggestion?
And why not? It's the same as when I first met you, Grace. You can enjoy being an idol. Simply follow my lead.
Ooh, I am at a crossroads. You know what? Fuck it. I like Pan. I kind of like him. He's scheming. He's cunning. He's not entirely like. It feels like he's got a lot going on, but I don't know. He's got that riz. I kind of like him.
Why not?
See now, this is why I like you. Such a sense of the inappropriate.
Oh no.
It is an ugly business, living among the gods. You'll always twist an arm, even if you're trying not to. And so I say, let's do it. The world, it needs that guy who is prepared to move the pieces in from every side.
He is Ned. Is he?
All of the world's on the edge of a night.
Reminds me of me and Goose TBH. I mean, I can kind of see it.
So dance, little Gracie, come, won't you dance? Only so much of your life's in your hands.
I mean, if the choice is honestly, if it was the choice between him and Apollo, I'd pick Pan.
The rest is chance, so come on, let's have this dance.
Apollo's a bit too much of a sad boy for me.
We're both alive and well. We'll live to fight another day, as far as I can tell. And even if you don't, and I expect you won't, I promise you'll be glad you spent the night with me.
Hold up, I'll spend the night.
Dance, little Gracie, come, won't you dance? Only so much of your life's in your hands. Haven't I helped you? The rest is chance. So come on, let's have this dance.
Oh.
I'm such a fool. I believed I meant more to you. Guess all I am is a piece, a pawn, and you won't care when I'm gone.
Oh, the guild card. Let's go.
Don't be like that, Grace. We both know.
This song slaps, not gonna lie. Every song slaps. Even the Asterion one.
Take it or leave it. I won't repeat it.
What does this remind me of? Vampire? You mean tabletop game? Kinda, I guess. Oh, he's non-committal. Oh no.
You don't have any hope for me, do you? You're just taking what you can get before it's over.
Ooh.
I've seen this story many times, Grace. I've told this story many times. And it always ends the same way. You're hoping to find Medusa, I expect.
Changing the subject. And how do you even know about that?
I'm just trying to be helpful, Grace. In my way. You'll find Medusa at a dingy little club appropriately named the Viper's Nest. Give her my regards. But do be careful if you call on her, Grace. Medusa is a hideous monster and should be treated as such.
There's a song called Vampire? Well, okay, the only vampire I know is the one by Deco 27. Ooh, there's so much going on. Oh, I gotta read the journal. Okay, let's see. Freddy. And of course, Freddy was waiting up when I got back from the underworld. Oh, no, okay. No, that's different. Okay, that was unexpected. Fred and I went to the reliquary, not expecting much. Instead, we found out from Asterion that Calliope went there the night she died. Not only that, it's probably where she was attacked. She fled from the reliquary, bleeding, and probably went from there to my apartment. It's bizarre, though. What was she even doing there? Asterion said that while she snuck into the reliquary, she didn't actually take anything. She set off the alarms and then ran out, chased by Asterion and Medusa, too? This is really major. How will I find out what happened to her inside? Aphrodite, Apollo, Athena. Asterion mentioned that Athena came to the reliquary the day after Calliope died, tipped off by Medusa maybe, or by Hecate herself, I guess. Athena swore Hecate to secrecy about everything, but not Asterion, as he happily pointed out. But does this mean she knows what happened to Calliope there? Also, how sure are we that Athena wasn't expecting Asterion to blab to someone? Maybe it's part of her plan? I don't know. Pan. Oh, you're not taking him? Alright, sorry. Dad came in. Let's see. Okay, Freddy and I went to the record to Pan's little favorite. Wouldn't you know it? That's where Calliope was attacked. Okay, yeah, we know that already. Hecate. Ooh, we have a lot to read for Hecate. Pan said that Hecate, goddess of black magic, might be of help in my search, and he was wrong. Very wrong. What he didn't say was why. She's the giant librarian witch goddess sworn to secrecy about anything related to her extra-dimensional tower fortress thing. Sound weird? That's because it is, and she is, but she's also kind of earnest and cool too. She knows the future, but will do whatever's supposed to happen because it's supposed to happen. So this is what Apollo meant by, the moment you know the fate, you are bound to it. I'll never wrap my head around that. She wasn't going to break her oath to Athena at any rate, so I had to go along with Asterian's crazy plan to woo her with a song. I'll admit, I'm still surprised she went along with it. My power doesn't make anyone do anything they don't want to, so I guess deep down she wanted love as much as Asterian did, which is very cute. I suppose her book tells her how the relationship turns out in the end, but it doesn't look like it matters to her much. I hope this means she can be happy, at least for a while. Get this! The Asterian who Pan sent me to is none other than the Minotaur. That's right, half man, half bull, but not really the monster all the stories talk about. Actually, I take that back. He's not a monster at all. He's an adorable, awkward, stuttering pile of man pudding who's hopelessly in love with Hecate, and he's desperate for my help to hook them up. It wasn't all that hard, honestly. I think Hecate was lonely too, and in the end, she seemed happy to accept Asterian's hand once she was assured his love for her was real. And it is, I think. It really is. The two of them are ridiculously cute and weird together. Oh, that image of Medusa. Now this is interesting. According to Asterion, Medusa was at the reliquary the night Calliope died, and that's where Calliope was attacked. He says Medusa was out there in the mists and never got inside at all, but what was she doing there in the first place? The reliquary is not someplace you just wander past by accident. Asterion said Medusa's pretty scary. Maybe she's the culprit we're looking for? Ah yes, adorable. He is man pudding. Yeah. I read your message net as like adorable, like adobo. But an adorable adobo. That's all I can read that as. Let's go to Medusa's lair first, then we'll update Freddy and Persephone. Then we go to Aphrodite's party.
This must be the Viper's Nest. Scariest part of town, no sign. Just that one dude glaring at everyone. Well, I'm here now. Just another day in the life of an idol.
And I'm all by myself, apparently.
There
or
you
not.
are. Man, this place is the worst. I think someone peed on me.
Freddy? What are you doing here?
Why does she have a
What,
mace?
you thought I wouldn't notice you skulking off? You didn't even bring any equipment, Grace.
What kind of equipment does one bring to a meeting with Medusa?
This isn't a meeting, Grace. You're not here to tell her on your business plan.
Please tell me you don't have any weapons in there.
Not in.
Nothing that would get me stopped on the bus. But you're gonna need some backup in there, okay? Do you even
I
know
got a
anything
thing
about
with
Medusa?
shy British guys. Can
Do you think she actually turns people to stone?
Let's hope not, or this could be a short visit. Or a really, really long one.
I'm serious.
Perseus used a mirror to reflect Medusa's gaze back at her. Oh, maybe you could use your phone.
You think that would work?
Is this gonna end
Unless
up
you
like
brought
that
a mirror,
tragic
Grace, it's all
Medusa
you
story?
got.
Like, there was this comic I remember reading about Medusa that she was actually cursed by the gods because of her beauty, right? And then she, there was a soldier who was trying to attack her. She saved the soldier, and then in the end, he showed her mercy. They kind of lived together for a while, but then the soldiers, sort of like, the force he was from kind of like picked up on that he's missing, so they thought like, oh, the entire squadron is MIA. So they go to attack Medusa. He sacrificed himself, and then from then on, she just kind of decides to just not show kindness anymore. Did someone say shy British guys, British and Irish guys? For me, you have no idea who my Oshi is. Cool.
Okay, I'll bite. What do you know about Medusa?
Well, you know she was human once, right?
Yes, that
And
much of the story
she was
we know.
cursed.
Not really, no.
Cursed by Athena. Or so one of the stories goes, anyway.
But doesn't she work for Athena?
Hey,
Probably not
don't
my
look at
choice.
me. My knowledge of this stuff stops at a few thousand years ago.
She was once human, but she's definitely a monster, right?
Yeah, one of the worst. But, you know, so was the Minotaur.
Asterion said she was scary. I have a feeling she's not like him.
Then I guess you need to be prepared for the possibility that she is as bad as the legends say. Though some of the stories also say
And
that she
that's
was
why you brought a
wronged by
mace.
Athena and that what was done to her was an injustice.
And Athena just follows the rules, right? Okay, enough talking. Time to do this.
You have a plan for how we're getting inside, I hope?
Maybe. You're here to help?
Always.
Then I have a plan.
Oh boy, are we gonna sing this guard? Let's go with a distraction. How bad could it be?
Hi, this is where the comic convention is, right? I hope I'm not too late for the signing.
Ma'am, I'm afraid you had the wrong address.
What? No. Oh god, no. No, that can't be right. Do you understand the indignities that I have endured? The weird looks, the body odors. Someone spilled coffee all over my cosplay outfit. No, do not tell me that I got
just
it
keep
wrong.
them
I spent
busy while I look
$50 on this
around.
ticket. I demand my personal photo.
Freddy, I love you. Speaking of Oshi, seeing how long this hair has become, Kaz, I feel so just want to grow my hair out that long that I can just lay it in front of me. I mean, go ahead, but remember what kind of country we're in, Ned. What kind of temperature we're dealing with. There's a reason I stopped growing my hair, but that's also because my hair doesn't grow down, it grows out. I don't like the way... Okay, and who's your voice?
Hello, who's that there? You've messed up my flow. Just get your drink, girl, and take your seat. Oh, it's the muse. There are sacred bites.
That's Symmetra, by the way,
And there's this sacred bite.
if I'm not mistaken.
So wrong, so right. I'm really gonna hate myself tonight.
Okay, I kind of like her.
Medusa, listen, stop, I'm warning you. This is something you don't want to do.
Tell me more about me, look at you.
Oh, it's picking up.
A prime sashimi with opinions too.
Ooh.
Medusa, listen, I'm warning you.
Yes, keep on warning
There's no
me.
rewinding, it's something you can't undo. Can't undo.
It's kind of the point, lovely. Now look into me. Your body goes freely every time as it tenders, turning jelly as it renders. Can you say that once again?
Uh-oh.
I missed it. You really want to sing, but your silly mouth won't do a thing. It's meant to work that way. I call it the preparation. Yes, I could make you stone, but then my dinner's blown. That's why I've got this other way. Look into
I'm gonna try to just appeal.
Ooh, she's looking away. Hey,
Hey!
Saw hunger with no end. You lost, Medusa. Unless you find a friend.
what I show
we gonna crack her?
Athena made you like this.
She was mad at me. So,
Well, why was she mad?
she said I'd been bad.
Had you been?
No. Now look into me.
Listen, Medusa, please. Athena hides you, she's ashamed of you. But she profits all the same from you. If she'd done that to me, I'd be like you.
You could never.
If I'd been damaged in a way that you can't undo.
You're not a killer.
I know. Wait. So you know that it's true that I didn't do it.
No.
Yes, you do know. You know. Does that mean Athena knows?
No. Okay. It's dinner time now. You're not gonna look. Fine grace, I retain.
Just like fate made you, fate played me. Just like
And I won't see what your eyes see when you look at me. Don't look at me. You think that will hurt me, child? You have not done your homework.
Oh, sorry, just trying to get your attention. Yeah, I've been watching, and I'm willing to bet you can't turn me to stone before I burn your snakes off.
Okay.
Hey, stand down, Freddy. Let's give Medusa some space.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I'm watching her, though.
You ready to talk?
Oh, fine. Fine. What exactly is it that you want, pretty muse?
I hear Symmetra.
You were at the reliquary the night Calliope was murdered. I want to know why.
Blast! This is why I didn't tell Lady Athena. I knew it would come back to haunt me. I only followed pretty Calliope to the reliquary. I never spoke to her, never even caught up to her. I swear it.
That's what Asterion told us, more or less.
But you were there that night.
Yes, yes, I admit it. Ugh, Lady Athena will have my head. She'll mount it on a pike. Whatever you might think of me, I had no part in the Muse's death. I did not even know she'd been attacked until I saw her fleeing.
I like the way that she's also dressed up in like the sort of like Middle Eastern charmer aesthetic. Like a snake charmer. Literally.
You haven't told Athena any of this?
Do I need to light things up again? 'Cause I'll do it.
Freddy!
I told her Calliope was at the reliquary that night. I did not tell her I was also there.
Why not? Wouldn't Athena find out from Hecate anyway?
I was not thinking clearly. I panicked. Lady?
Is Indian Middle Eastern? Isn't that Asian? Like, I'm just referring to the entire, like, territory. Like, it's not just India. It's like in general. It kind of has that vibe to it. Because it's not just India. Like, it's very similar to like also like the like it's reminding me also of kind of like the same vibes as the for lack of a better term, Arabian Nights dancer charmer kind of vibe. Snake charmers, belly dancers, all that jazz.
Athena barely tolerates my presence as it is. If she thought I was involved in any way...
Is it? I feel like
if
the
she
vibes are
even
completely different though.
suspected.
I might be getting it mixed up. I probably am. But I'm just sharing that that's the vibe it's giving me. It's kind of I find it kind of appropriate too because she is it's turning the term snake charmer on like a different meaning. Because she is more snake-like, but she also is kind of like charming, but in a different kind of charming. More like predatory charming. Get what I mean? Like it feels like it's a play on words is what I'm trying to get at.
You followed Calliope to the reliquary. Why were
Snake
you
charming is
shadowing her at
Indian?
all?
I honestly
I am,
thought
lady.
like it was kind of like an Arabian Nights kind of thing because I picture that more into the whole like the swamp like think of like Aladdin with the whole like the flute that and then the snakes coming out of the pot. That's what I think of. But it might also because it's also because of like I'm probably reminded of like Indiana Jones. That's fine. That's all media's fault.
Athena's
Yeah, I
spy
suppose
master, yes.
they mix up a lot of things.
Calliope has been trouble from time to time.
Media
So
likes
you
to
were
blur the lines of
spying
that.
on
That
her.
might be why. Yeah.
I keep watch over every idol who no longer lives in Olympus, but especially Calliope. When I realized she was headed to the reliquary that eve, I followed. I had a duty to Athena.
Did you find out why
Did you
Calliope
ever
was
find
there?
out why Calliope went there?
I was never close enough to ask. When I drew near to the reliquary, that is when I saw the muse fleeing. She was frightened, bloodied, dying.
Let me guess, that made you hungry.
I gave chase, yes, but to discover the truth. I knew Lady Athena would wish to know.
Also,
Does
it's just
make
me or
sense
her
from your
hands like
perspective.
intentionally big.
I didn't learn the truth until later. And then it was far too late.
Asterion said he caught up with you out in the fog. Is that
She
right?
feels more
I
Indian.
thought he was the one who had attacked her. He is a great beast of a creature.
Yeah.
He killed Hecate's cat
Like
by accident.
again, I'm the one who's making a mistake here. But when I was referring to Middle Eastern vibes, I really just meant like the entire area, like involving both Middle East and India, like the whole territory. Because, like, again, as Ned said, the media blurred the lines of like what cultures were there, so it's kind of mixing for me.
But this still seems hard to believe.
Yes, I had only realized my mistake once I caught up to him, and by then the muse was gone.
And you never found her afterwards?
I thought she might flee to her pretty home, or to the sharp and prickly Persephone. She did neither.
Yeah, she came to see me.
How can we believe you?
Why should we believe you? You did just try to eat me, remember?
I am telling you the truth.
Right, and not at all trying to cover your own ass.
You presented an opportunity. Oh, to taste the sweet, sweet blood of a hero once again.
Okay, maybe she's not as much of a tragic villain as we thought.
It's a problem. I've been working on it, I really have.
Yeah, it's all part of a 12-step program. What are you? A failure? No. What are you? I'm a work in progress. It's all part of a 12-step program. I've been going to therapy.
I know it's hard to believe what a monster tells you, but it is true.
Okay, let's say we believe you. For the moment.
Whatever you do, pretty muse, I beg you. Do not tell Athena of my indiscretion. Show mercy. I know what I am horrifies you. It horrifies me as well. I cannot help what I am. I did not ask to be cursed like this.
Indiscretion, huh? That's quite the word for it.
I cannot apologize for my hunger. I can only apologize that I am so very weak in the face of it.
I'll think about it.
What I'd like to know is, like, what about these other people she's petrified?
No idol. If Lady Athena should
Also
learn
reminds
the
me of
truth,
Yzma from Emperor's New Groove. I mean, the voice, kind of, yeah, and yeah, I guess with the face. Okay, Medusa's a
I hope you
weird one
find
for
what you
me.
seek, pretty muse, and that we meet again someday.
She's kind of like, okay,
And sing
she's
a
cursed by
different
fate,
song.
but at the same time, she's kind of submitted to fate already by this point. So it's kind of like, I feel sorry for you, but you maybe tone it down with a like, oh, I want to taste hero blood again.
Pondering the big question, Grace. Do we actually believe her?
She gave us the same story as the Minotaur, but something's still not
We
right.
still don't know who
I don't buy
attacked
it.
Calliope or
How do we
who
catch her in
sent
the
her
lie,
there.
though?
Yeah, that's a really good question.
So the hunt continues? Great. More adventures for me then.
Would you really have tried to burn Medusa's face off? With an aerosol can?
Hell yeah! One hint of googly eyes and.
What would I do without you?
What's the oh no? What I
You
feel
never
like
need
it's
to
Freddy.
answer that question.
I've been thinking about that as well, Ned. I really hope it's not Freddy, because she seems like a cool best friend. I really hope it's not Freddy.
Oh, if it isn't, the lovely Grace?
You knew. Right from the start, you knew Calliope was there that night.
Well, yes. She asked for the key and I gave it to her, no questions asked. I told you I didn't know what happened to Calliope, and that's the truth. I did not. So I nudged you in the right direction.
And lied
And
about
lied
what?
about why.
I omitted things, yes. I was rather hoping to avoid suspicion falling my way.
I've never lied to you, Grace, and I never shall.
Ooh.
Medusa learned that Calliope was going to the reliquary because I told her. Now, before you say anything, I had no idea of the fate awaiting our dear muse. And you yourself said Medusa was not responsible. I simply had to know if I'd inadvertently, rather innocently...
Sold her out? She came to you for help, and you gave her whereabouts to the highest bidder.
I am trying to help, Grace. In my way.
What do you mean, in my way? What way is that?
The way where I don't take all the blame.
What else will I discover, Pan? I'd rather learn it now than later.
I wish I could tell you, Grace. I truly do.
Oof. Oof. Let's talk to Freddy first. Then we talk to Persephone. Then we go to Aphrodite's party. I hope it's not over.
Hey, so what's the news, Miss Muse?
Miss Muse?
Well, does a muse have a proper form of address? I just want to hear what exciting adventures you've been having.
Freddy, you have been there for like 2 of those adventures. What do you mean?
Everything else okay, though? Do we know who the killer is yet?
Not just yet, no.
Okay, well, let me know if there's anything I can do. If I have to hustle to become your high priestess, well, so be it.
What are Kaz and Brian up to? You didn't tell them anything, did you?
Oh, I told them you came home, that you're okay, but that you're having a moment. They send their love.
Should we tell them, do you think?
What for? They have their own problems. Plus, Brian can't keep a secret to save his life, and Kaz is officially homeless.
Is he still crashing on Brian's couch?
Grace, you do know that Brian doesn't have a couch, right? Just some giant beanbag.
Why am I getting huge Freddy's a Murderer vibes?
Where is Kaz?
Yeah, it's cute.
Oh, okay. Why did I not catch that from the very beginning of this game? So they're a thing. Okay. But why do they mean by Kaz is the Kaz in the game, not me? What? Homeless.
They'll tell us when they're ready. But right now, it's best just to not mix them up in this.
I should really apologize about the band. This kind of puts a dent in your plans, doesn't it?
You're right, Grace. How dare you sabotage my dreams? I am so mad I could spit.
You know what I mean. Nobody could have seen this coming, sure, but it's always been something with me.
Well, as I see it, there are 2 ways this goes down. 1, neither of us gets back to the band. It was just a thing we did for a while before I founded a cult in your name. Or 2, we get back to it and the band now has the Muse as its lead singer. Edge of Elysium becomes the coolest and most appropriate band name ever.
Ugh, I still really hate that name.
Look, Grace, you can't be the source of all the drama and name the band, okay? That's the rule.
Yeah, please, game, don't make Freddy the murderer, please. I love her.
Exactly how much do you know about the Greek gods, Freddy?
I know my Greek mythology, but what I've read clearly doesn't line up with who they are today. Or who they ever were, maybe.
Still might be useful. There's gotta be some truth to those stories, right?
Maybe? Who do you want to hear about?
What about Apollo?
Okay, so the prophecy stuff checks out. Apollo was god of the sun and light, but also kind of enlightenment in general. He's always talked about as this beautiful and cultured god involved with the arts and the muses, kind of a Renaissance man before the Renaissance.
He's clearly had a rough time since those days.
Well, he was also a giant horn dog, Grace. I can list off like a dozen men and women Apollo has had as lovers, and there's probably more.
Weren't they all like that, though?
I mean, Apollo's no Zeus. He never assaulted anyone as a swan. And no, they aren't.
Apollo's no Zeus. He never assaulted anyone as a swan. Or, was generally responsible for like 80 to 90% of Greek mythology.
All like that. Our sun god had a reputation.
I know this is Canadian developed, but the writer is, and he's writing all the Dragon Age games. That checks it for me. No wonder the writing is good, and the banter is good as well.
Just how many of these gods are there? From what I've heard, lots of idols live around here.
Well, there are tons of minor gods in Greek mythology. Hundreds even, depending on how you define them. Oddly, there's never any mention of the word idols in relation to them. Maybe it's like how people worshipped idols?
I sort of assumed it was related to the eidolon.
Which is a Greek word, but I think it means ghost. An image of someone after they die.
Makes sense.
Me? I'm more amazed at all the big names missing. Not just Zeus and Hades, most of the Olympians seem to be gone. Makes you think about what's been lost. But also, what might still be out there.
Let's see, let's ask about the other
You think
gods.
there might be other gods out there?
Well, there are all those gods the idols say wandered off. We don't know they're dead for sure, right? They could be living it up in Australia. Who would know? Then there are all the other mythologies, hundreds
Archie,
of cultures,
do you know of
each
any
with their
Greek
own
gods living in your
pantheon.
area?
So what's so special about the Greeks? That only their gods are real, right? All those other pantheons could be living in secrecy, just like the idols. And that means they're hidden from each other, too. Oh, they could be everywhere, and no one would know.
I am tempted
It's
to
like
just
a
message
whole
Archie
other
out of nowhere.
secret
Archie,
side
do you
to
know
the
of any
world.
Greek gods living in your area?
That's cool, right? I hope I get to meet Ganesha one day. Or maybe Lakshmi?
Ganesh. Ask about
Do you know
Calliope.
anything about the muses? Or Calliope in
Greek
particular?
gods located in
Yeah,
your
for
area.
starters, there were supposed to be 9.
Yes, a Greek god finder app. You take the Greek and you take the Tinder, you put it together, you get Grinder. Wait, no, that's different.
Though I guess there are some sources that said there were only 4, maybe 3. Each of the muses
Or
had
maybe
her
Grinder?
specialty. Did you know that Calliope is supposed to be the muse of...
GREE from Greece and then the NDER from like Tinder. You get Grinder.
of epic poetry? She inspired the Odyssey.
Wow. I don't even like poetry.
Yeah, it was said her singing voice was unmatched.
Grinders
got
aren't
that?
Greek. I know that grinders aren't Greek. I'm just making it. Sorry, it's supposed to be a stupid pun.
Or right, at least.
Did she also lead the ancient Greeks in giant choreographed dance numbers?
No, but she once turned a bunch of snobby princesses into magpies, so there's that.
I mean, grinders are Greek. If you use grinder in Greece, there is that. And correct me if I'm wrong. Like, again, I'm very, very, like, very iffy on my Greek mythology. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it's not like, it's not like relationships between men was uncommon in Greek mythology, right? Right? Oh, that grinder will sign me up. What grinder were you thinking of, Kawa? I'm now curious what you...
Tell me what you know about Persephone.
I'm confused now.
Honestly,
you have confused me.
She's the least like her stories. Usually, she's either a victim or just the wife of Hades, or both.
And that's it? She was kidnapped by Hades and
I'm more surprised Kaz knows about
pretty
Grinder.
much.
I mean, I think I've heard about it from you. Also, I've heard about it from Markiplier. Markiplier mentioned it once. I think I've heard about it from other people. Sorry, what was your question? I was too busy laughing. Okay, correct me if I'm wrong. But wasn't like relationships like Markiplier knows what Grinder is? There's a very old. Oh, okay, wait. Let me before I get to that. Sorry. So, about the whole what the question was. Correct me if I'm wrong, but weren't there actually relationships and hookups between male characters in Greek mythology? If I'm not mistaken. As for Markiplier knowing what Grinder is, there was a video he did years ago where I think it was with it was like that one word game he was doing with this other YouTuber that they did like a cross collab for, and then they were thinking of like various words, and then he mentioned Grinder. And I'm pretty sure I've heard it more than once since then from like, not just from Markiplier, but from a lot of other people. I know what Grinder is. That much I know. There were. Apollo mostly. Okay, so I'm not wrong. Yeah. I was, like I said, I wasn't sure if I was misremembering my Greek mythology and mixing it up with some other mythologies, so as we've kind of established I have a bad habit of doing. But that's why I wanted to just double check, because I'm pretty sure there are people in this chat that are more knowledgeable in Greek mythology than I am. One of them being Freddy. Hot Apollo's in your area. Stab me.
Her mother was so angry she created winter.
Rome was also A-okay with
otherwise,
relationships.
Persephone was just
with gay
your average
relationships.
sweet and
I think I remember. Yeah,
virginal
that part I
fertility
remember, I think.
goddess.
You're right.
Like, it was very
doesn't
common.
sound like her at all.
I know that it was very
Must
common.
be hard to be
but,
defined
like, I
by
wasn't
this
sure if it
one
translated
thing that
into
happened
Greek
to you
mythology.
thousands of years ago. I'd be pissed if everyone thought my story ended there.
Well, she is pretty pissed. That much is true.
Rome was more than A-okay. It was recommended.
You said Pan was some kind of lust god?
I know
right?
that's the truth, but the way that's phrased was just funny
Pan's
to me.
a god
I don't
of
know
the
why I found that
wild,
phrasing
and I
funny.
guess that
It's more than
translates into
A-okay.
sort of
It's
lustfulness
recommended.
and earthiness, humping nymphs in the forest sort of thing.
And you don't like him.
Honestly, he's exactly what I'd expect him to be. All the stories say he's a lech and a beast. The Christians equated him with the devil. Weirdly, he's also the only god who's supposed to have died, though it's never really clear how or why. Anyhow, there's a great statue depicting Pan having sex with a goat. Next time you see him, you gotta ask him about it.
I can't.
What about Athena? Is she really supposed to be the goddess of wisdom?
Sure, but mostly that's meant as tactical knowledge. Athena wasn't all sweetness and light. She was a warrior goddess. She was also the goddess of heroes. There are loads of stories where Athena helps guys like Odysseus or Jason or Perseus.
No female heroes back in those days?
Yeah, guess not. Women were the weaker sex, which maybe is why Athena was portrayed as being vindictive. She cursed Medusa, one of her own priestesses. She turned people into spiders, struck them blind, started the Trojan War. It's the whole thing.
Not being as wise as advertised is on brand for her then.
Okay, let me read the. Sorry, I was a bit too entranced in that. It was a form of topping. I'm sorry, what? It is a way to enjoy yourself when you're younger and move to hetero relationships when you get older, if I'm not mistaken. One of them had to be. Okay, sorry. I kind of got lost as to where the conversation went there. I was so entranced about the story about Pan with the goat statue and also the stuff about Athena. Where did we get in the conversation about topping and bottoming? I'm sorry. Don't worry, what topping is yours. I know what topping is, Ned. You've explained this to me. I know what topping and bottoming is. You have explained this to me. Yes, you have. And so has Panda. And so has Azure. I will not explain. I will explain to you some other time how that that got explained to me, but I will talk about this with you off stream, Ned, but believe me, I know what topping and bottoming is.
I wonder how much of those stories are true.
Yeah, it's hard to say. I'm giving you the quick version. There are reams of textbooks out there covering all this, but even they rarely agree with each other.
Really? Nothing definitive?
Ancient Greece was
I have no words.
3,000
You
years
will
ago,
when I talk to you
Grace.
about this
Not much
sometime.
information survived all that
Maybe I
time.
can talk to you
It
about
was
this
even
after
valid to
stream.
begin with.
In just a bit. I have no words. It is official, people. On this stream, I have broken Ned with a piece of info that apparently I knew that he didn't.
You know what I find weird? That the idols have managed to remain completely secret all these years. Sure, they have magic and whatnot, but in all this time, nobody's found them out? Athena is that good?
Bro, you broke
Who
me when you
says
said
nobody
Azure.
has found them out?
Yeah.
The way I see it, it's like UFOs.
Okay, I have to hear this.
Okay, so you could have real evidence that UFOs exist and that governments have covered it up and people still wouldn't believe it. Why? Because they'd get laughed at if they admitted it.
Are you speaking from
Imagine
experience,
the
Freddy?
headline, Greek gods exist and are living among us. What website would even run that?
Weird conspiracy ones. Yeah, you're right.
Oh, don't tell me that the tinfoil hats are actually onto something.
Okay, that's enough questions for now.
You sure? I can talk all day. You know I can.
I'll check back with you soon, Freddy. Time for more mystery solving.
Okay, let's talk to Persephone. Update Persephone and everything that's happened before we go to Aphrodite's party.
Back again so soon, Grace? You're practically a regular at the club.
This is my third time here.
I just came from a chat with Medusa and...
A chat with Medusa. That's a surprise.
Good night, everybody.
I
I've
know
said
what
too
you're
much.
thinking, but it was fine. Maybe I better explain
No,
what
Koala,
happened.
come back.
I knew it. We never should have brought that monster to the New World. Athena is a fool to think Medusa can be controlled. You're fortunate to have made it out in one piece. It could have gone very poorly for you.
Do I want to flirt with Persephone? I have been flirting with every idol and Freddy the entire game. Do I want to flirt with Persephone? Hey Kaz, I flirt with everyone. It is my nature. Oh no. Well, you guys are saying do it, so I guess. I mean, just to be consistent at least.
You're right. I should have brought you to protect little old defenseless me.
Ah. If I'd gone, you would have found nothing more than an empty building, I assure you.
Because you're so big and scary.
I'm glad you appreciate my finer qualities.
At any rate, Medusa might be in the clear. Pan, however,
Of
is
course,
not.
the Goose approval. Make it fair. Flirt
Pan
with
might
Hades
admit
too
something
after.
unintentional.
Ned, that's gonna be a little difficult considering that Hades is dead. Persephone stabbed the dude. Well, I don't know about stab, but she murdered him. At least that's what we know so far.
But he can be too clever. Let me give some thought to our next step. Now then, unless you've something else to ask.
Tell
Are
me
you
about
willing
Hades.
to talk about Hades? If you don't
This is
want
why
to,
Hades
that's
is meant
fine.
for me.
I'm
I get
just...
to flirt with everyone.
Incredibly curious how I ended up murdering my husband.
That, yeah.
Oh, would you look
One
at
might
that?
think
We
that
were
my
just talking
hatred
about
of
Hades in chat.
began when he kidnapped me and forced me to be his bride. But honestly, that wasn't it. I hated my brothers and sisters for letting it happen, but Hades himself terrified me. He had a
Okay,
presence.
sorry. Little detail I want to mention. What I really love about this is that in order to really emphasize the moments where you do start singing, the moments in between all the conversations hardly have any background music to them. Because when it's so quiet, when there's no music and you focus entirely on the conversation, it makes it more poignant when the music picks up and a number begins. I kind of like that little that they've done that.
I mean, one that forever made him the most important man in the room. And me? Oh, I was nothing in comparison. When Hades began doting on me, trying to earn my favor, I swooned that he might deign to think of me that way. For centuries, I actually thought I was in love, that the kidnapping was the best thing that ever happened to me. It's funny how our perspectives change.
What changed exactly?
If you got along with Hades for so long, what changed?
I did. I grew up. I was a trophy for Hades, a conquest that he expected to remain meek and unchanging forever. He went out of his way to keep me small. I slowly realized that, he'd always been that way. Manipulation and arrogance behind the handsome sneer. We battled for centuries. I hated him, and I told him so, but he refused to part with me. He declared that I was his and would stay in the underworld where I belonged.
And that's when you killed him?
That's when I killed him, yes. The first time one idol had ever murdered another. Thank you very much.
I'm guessing the other idols weren't thrilled with you killing Hades.
Well, yeah, they didn't know what to do with me. And Athena was furious that the most powerful remaining idol had been lost. See, this was before the war and before all the new rules. The chorus had never once contemplated execution, but they certainly considered it then. In the end, they decided it was better to humiliate me. They ensured I did not benefit from Hades' murder, and stripped the throne I had wrested from his grasp.
Oh my.
Which you weren't happy about.
I asked them where they were all those years while I pleaded for help. I was held captive, and what was I expected to do? Would lie down and take it forever because Hades was more useful to them alive? No. I stopped doing what was expected of me the day I slit his throat. May rot in Tartarus with the Titans for all
So
eternity.
it wasn't a stabbing, or may have been more than a stabbing. She just said slit his throat, didn't say that she stopped at slitting his throat. How'd you end up running a
How did you
nightclub?
go from ruling the underworld to opening a nightclub named after it?
I won it in a bet with Dionysus, god of merriment.
Okay, there has to be a story there.
Yeah.
Well, the story is that he was a fool.
Well,
a
Dionysus.
charming one with many patrons. They built him a nightclub as his personal playground. And it was a grand old time for Dionysus in the 1970s, I assure you. But he didn't know how to run a business. By the time Disco was ready to die, so was his stupid
I haven't
club.
gone by that nickname in a long time. Kaz. I mean,
offered to
I
make it
wasn't
profitable.
directly implying
If I succeeded,
you.
he would turn
I can neither
ownership over
confirm
to
nor
me.
deny I was implying
He
you.
accepted because, frankly, all he wanted to do was drink anyhow. I was successful. The club became mine, and I kicked Dionysus out for never paying his tab.
Sucks to be him.
Is he still alive, though?
Dionysus ever sobers up, he might decide to be sore about it, but so far, that hasn't happened.
So if he isn't drinking here, where is he drinking then?
I'd like to know a little more about the idols. I am one now, right?
What constitutes a little more in this instance?
Well, what are we? Where did we come from? If an idol is a soul that moves from person to person, it must have started somewhere, right?
The big question. To which the answer is Nobody knows.
Also, one thing I want to point out, like, if the whole idea is that the eidolon gets passed on from person to person, here's my question, and I'm not sure if I'm understanding this correctly. Because Persephone is openly talking about her relationship with Hades and how she murdered Hades. Is this the same Persephone from back then who was just, you know, adapted to the times? Or is it a case where the eidolon eventually takes over the host and not just inherit the memories, but also inherit the entire persona? Like, whoever the host was prior to the eidolon just disappears.
I remember the original Persephone only vaguely.
And as I asked that question...
Indeed, I'm not even certain she was the original. I mean, was there something before her? How did she get her eidolon? I couldn't tell you. Evidently, we wrote little down in those early days, or were forbidden to, and our memories only stretch back so far. Anything beyond that simply isn't.
How can you not know where you're from?
Isn't it strange to not know where you come from? For all you know, the idols could be
Side
aliens.
tangent with Dionysus in
Aliens.
Hades is so hot. I
Grace,
wouldn't
you
know.
watch
I
too
haven't
many
played
movies.
Hades, and
Gods are okay,
in
but...
the time that I've watched people play Hades, I don't think I recalled ever seeing Dionysus. But I will admit that all of the deities in Hades 2 are very pretty.
Aliens are just wacky fiction.
Fine, yes. It is strange. No, our earliest days aren't the only blanks in our memories, however. We have many. And the last was the day Zeus called us all together to tell us Rome had fallen and we should prepare for war. But did that war occur? I couldn't tell you. The last thing I remember after Rome was 1,000 years later, in the 16th century. I was in a different body, feeling as if no time at all had passed. Athena calls that period the gap. And that's what it feels like. All of us experienced it, and not one of us knows why or how.
Tell me more about this
gap you mentioned. What was that like? Did you just wake up one day, or...
I wasn't asleep. I lived. I had lives. I passed on my eidolon. I may have known who I was and what I was, but perhaps I was completely unaware. All I know is that one day, Athena came to my nunnery, near Trieste, I think. The moment that I saw her, all the old memories came flooding back. My life during the gap was wiped away in an instant, and it never returned.
Oh.
If someone did that to us, they were powerful indeed.
What about Athena? I mean, she's the one who found you, right? She must have been aware.
Athena woke up on her own, or so she claims, and spent the next century rounding up those idols who remained. Zeus, however, was gone. What became of him, what happened in Rome, we've never pieced it together. It's troubling.
Okay, Athena's starting to look really sus. So what if it's that the reason that Calliope died is because Athena killed Calliope because Calliope was being very uncooperative, or at least the current iteration of Calliope. And so this Calliope passed it on to Grace, who is technically still a new person. So Athena is banking on the idea that the new Calliope would be more agreeable after proving her innocence. But then again, that would also mean that, like, we'd find out that Athena was the one behind everything. And it's like, what, are we gonna strike a deal with her?
Tell me more about Calliope. You and her were good friends, right?
We were.
And
if you had told me a decade ago that I would become close to one of the muses, I would have laughed in your face. I always considered them Apollo's creatures. Calliope, Clio, and Talia. Vapid, frivolous gods who handed off their eidolon to any artist who took their fancy. Every time I met one of them, they were someone else. I mean, Apollo called them the Sisters of Beauty, no matter their gender. Can you imagine that? That's such a stupid name.
I never thought of that. Do idols change gender a lot?
And we tend to seek out successors like ourselves, but it happens. With the muses...
Hold on. Did I just imagine that? Did... Was it just me, or did Persephone turn transparent for a bit?
It happened frequently. Everywhere Apollo went, they surrounded him like a gaggle of ducklings, just like him to gather his own fans.
She did turn transparent for a bit. Yeah, that was weird.
If you disliked the muses so much, how did you end up becoming friends with Calliope?
She sought me out. She'd become more and more unhappy on Olympus, so she decided to leave just as I had, long before. Calliope asked for my help, and I laughed in her face. Go ask one of your sycophant mortals, I told her. I mean, surely one of them has some threadbare couch you can sleep on.
We're talking about Hades?
Wow.
Typically, she was undeterred. She didn't just want a place to stay. She said she wanted to learn how to be truly independent from an idol who had mastered it. What can I say? I mean, I am a sucker for a well-timed compliment. I took her in. Apollo was furious. He and Calliope were barely speaking, but he was certain she'd come crawling back to Olympus. Oh, it made taking her in all the sweeter.
You and Calliope became friends
after you took Calliope in. That's when you became friends?
Oh, no, not right away. I wasn't looking for a friend. What I was looking for was an opening act in the club. Calliope entertained here for years, and then eventually turned from performing to attracting new acts. She was in her element. She and I, well, we warmed up to each other eventually. She was more capable than I expected, and I adored her furious rants.
Calliope didn't seem like the furious type when I met her. That's hard to picture.
Oh, then you didn't really meet her. She was an idealist, and nobody could ever quite live up to her standards for very long. Her brothers and sisters, least of all. The idols needed to change, she said. They were withering away in the shadows, diminished and unwilling to save their own skins. When I joined the chorus, she expected me to change everything, as if I could single-handedly override Athena. I was to be her champion, and together we would bring revolution to the idols. Well, I was yet another disappointment. She left the club, but I gave her a place to live. We were supposed to stay in touch, but you know how it went from there.
That's all I can think of for now. I'll see you around?
Oh, yes. That's where I'll be. Around.
Nothing left to do but go to Aphrodite's party. It's day 4 already? Did I mess up somehow?
Fancy party? Check. Bunch of strangers? Check. Grace totally not dressed for the occasion? Check. Now, if only I knew what I was supposed to be doing here.
Grace? You're here.
Yeah, I'm invited,
Hey,
aren't
Apollo.
I'm just surprised you even knew it was happening.
Persephone said I should come to this. Whatever this is.
Persephone didn't tell you? Why am I not surprised?
That doesn't sound
I don't
good.
like the sound of that. What am I missing?
You don't have any of Calliope's memories, right? No deja vu recollections that aren't your own?
No. Should I have?
Not right away. For a while, you won't remember anything. We call it the veil. In time, the veil will start to lift, slowly at first, but eventually you'll remember almost everything Calliope did.
Oh gosh. Okay. So yeah, it does become a case of they eventually overwrite the host.
That doesn't seem so terrible. Am I missing something?
Remember how old we all are. There are so many memories. So the veil lifts gradually to protect you. Eventually, it's like a flood. it becomes difficult to separate what's you and what's them, and all who came before them.
You're saying I won't be me. I won't be Grace. Will I start calling myself Calliope?
Maybe. Eventually, most of us do, but most of us were chosen and prepared.
And I didn't choose this.
I understand. Take some time to let it sink in. If you like, we can talk about it later.
What does this have to do with the party?
Aphrodite hasn't been the same since we came to the New World. She has horrific memories of what she endured during the war. Passing on her eidolon is a way to forget, for a while. That's what this party is for.
Wait,
When you say she's gonna pass on her eidolon, you mean...
She's going to die, yes, and pass her soul on to a chosen successor.
In front of everyone?
We're here to help, Grace. To make it easier for Aphrodite to do what she feels she must. We're here to say goodbye. At least for a while.
This isn't the first time Aphrodite's done this. She's held this kind of gathering before, right?
This is her fourth, I think, perhaps fifth.
So every time the veil, whatever you call it, when it starts to lift...
Aphrodite's memories return, and eventually it is too much. We gather to pay our respects and to honor the past, while she still remembers it.
Wait. Persephone said Calliope always refused to come to these parties.
She refused on principle. Everything Calliope did was on principle. She believed Aphrodite was indulging her sadness, wallowing in it. She thought Aphrodite should try harder. It was a point of contention between them. Aphrodite will be grateful you're here. Trust me.
Oh man, that sounds...
Do you support what Aphrodite is doing here?
It's not my choice to make, Grace.
Yeah, but you must have an opinion.
Eventually you will remember what we experienced during the war, and eventually you will remember that what Aphrodite experienced was far worse. If this is the mercy she requires, I will not tell her she should not take it.
Okay, so what did Aphrodite want Calliope to do? What does she want me to do?
Well, knowing Aphrodite, she'll want you to make a production of it all. She's not here just yet. Until she arrives, I suggest mingling.
Are we going to see Hecate and Asterion together?
Mingling.
Yeah, mingling.
Oh, hey,
talk to
Eros.
Or we can talk more if you like. Just try to relax, Grace.
Sure, yeah. Relax. That's what this party is for, right?
Let's talk to Eros first.
Grace!
Hey, Eros. Nice to...
Oh.
Oh. Okay.
Aphrodite will be so happy you're here. It means so much you have no idea.
Apollo told me. Calliope always refused to come to these things, right?
Yeah, no matter how much Aphrodite begged. Every time she does this, I don't know how to handle it. I almost want to run upstairs and demand she stop. Remind her that this never works. Sorry, I shouldn't unload on you. It's been a bad week.
Hey, I understand. This can't be easy.
She's the one who is suffering. I shouldn't be complaining. I just hate this. I'm there every day, going through it all with her. The nightmares, the
Eros do be
panic
kind of
attacks,
cheeked
the
up.
weeks when she just won't get out of bed. I'm there when she forgets the war's over, and I hold her until the screaming stops. I do that.
That sounds awful.
And now I'm arranging her gathering again so she can die.
Arrow's kind of hot, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I literally just said he was cheeked up. I can see that he would appeal to certain people.
Again.
He's wearing belts and he's got a see-through shirt.
Again.
Is there no other way? Does Aphrodite really need to...
To die? I've asked that so many times. She's tried magic, drugs,
Chest do be showing.
psychotherapy,
Showing?
meditation.
It's on
everything you
display,
could possibly
Koala.
think of.
It is the
But
centerpiece.
for a while, she'll deny anything.
It is on
wrong.
a pedestal,
It all seems
in the
fine,
spotlight.
and I start to
It
hope
is on the stage,
maybe this
in front of the
time will be
microphone. The
different.
curtain parts
the
and
nightmares
reveals
begin,
Eros'
and
chest.
the memories return. More with each passing day until... I hate it, but I see her agony. I can't deny her this.
What more could you want in a man? He's hot and he's troubled. Very well said, Kaz.
Is it okay if I ask what happened?
Thank you, Ned.
I
I
don't
came
mean to
up with as many
pry,
analogies as
but
I
I'm
could
new.
for that
I really
bit.
don't know.
No, it's okay.
There's barely a
I
curtain,
wouldn't
really.
usually talk about it, but I know you don't mean any harm.
You came in at a very fun time. Is that a see-through shirt? Isn't that a harness? It's both. It's both a shirt, a see-through shirt, and a harness. It's a combo. This man goes to gay circuit parties. There's a spotlight on it. It's even got
What
golden bits. See to
is
shine.
that brother Ares happened. He missed out on the first world-spanning war, you see. So he was damned if he'd miss out on the next one.
Oh, fucking course, it's
He found
Ares.
some jack-booted mortals, so full of themselves and their supremacy.
The harness is to
And he told
contain
them
the
about the
power of
idols.
his chest.
Then they came for us. Took us completely by surprise.
Oh.
Some they killed, but Aphrodite, her they captured.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh.
Aphrodite was captured, but she's here now.
Oh.
So she must have escaped.
She didn't. Do you know the name Hephaestus?
No. Should I?
God of smiths. He could make anything, any tool or weapon. He was Aphrodite's husband, and he adored her. When he found out the mortals were torturing her, he went mad. He was determined to save her.
Wait, they tortured her?
Nothing extreme, I'm told. They were too frightened, but they were also determined to wring every last secret out of her. So, who knows how long that fear would have lasted. Thus, Hephaestus made a deal.
With the, jackbooted guys.
No, with their enemies. That's what saved her.
Oh.
Then this deal is how Aphrodite survived.
It's how we all survived. It's what brought us to the new world. Hephaestus
I like
saved
the
us all.
depiction. It's not the sexiness, but the confidence.
We never
to
saw
wear
him
it.
again. That was the deal.
You should have been here yesterday, Crooks, when Eros described that. Yes, he's the god of sex, but he's originally the god of love. He preferred being Cupid until Pan started spreading the wrong things.
He would
It's a
leave,
really interesting
make
take on
their precious
Aphrodite.
weapons, and never look back. Aphrodite never even got to say goodbye. It's funny, because Aphrodite didn't even like Hephaestus when they were married. She seemed to resent every minute they were together.
I'm sorry, because we were just literally talking about how this man is cheeked up, and you said that he goes to gay circuit parties, would definitely see him at a gay bar, and look at the way that he's posing. He is presenting himself to Grace.
But now,
I'm sorry.
now he's all she can think about.
I don't mean to ruin a moment, but like I'm sorry, like the posing just kind of like, oh god. The usual take on Aphrodite is vanity and surface level blonde girl energy. Feel so sad. Let the man present he has the goods, let him show it off. I love this game, I really do. I love it for a lot of reasons, and yeah, the writing is definitely one of them.
Maybe I just don't understand, but Isn't this...
Yeah, it is.
Like
it's very sad.
suicide?
The game did warn.
Some of the idols have.
There was
committed
content
suicide.
warning about this, but damn.
They let themselves
Still
die
hearing
without
it.
passing on their eidolon.
What happens?
What you'd expect. They're gone. Forever. Mother says she can't do that. She won't. Not until she sees Hephaestus again, I suspect. Not that what's happening here is anything casual. She still has to die for a while.
What is my part in all of this? I'll
So
help
it
if
opens
I
the
can.
question of euthanasia worthy, which we
Aphrodite
probably
loves
shouldn't press on
drama.
for this. It's a very
She always
sensitive
has.
topic.
She wants us here to,
Yeah, it is.
well, to remember, to celebrate our history. She'll ask you to use your power as part of the celebration. Could you use it to inspire her?
I can't force anyone to do anything they don't want to, Eros.
That's not what I'm asking. I believe that deep down, she doesn't want to do this any longer.
Can we do it? Can we
She must
convince
see it isn't
Aphrodite?
working. She just needs the strength to try. Or I hope that's all she needs.
I'll try, if you think it'll do some good.
I don't know if it will. I just find it hard to believe it could get any worse.
Famous last words.
Tell me about it. Do whatever you think is right, Grace. And thank you.
Let's talk to Apollo, I guess. That was very heavy. Holy shit. Why are they sorry? The instant backlash of like the conversation Aphrodite turns to chat. Why are they hiding his nipple? Show us the goods. Help her out of her depression with karaoke. Stupid mortal skins like the eyes. Biblically accurate Eros nipples.
I know all these people, Grace. For as long as I can remember, I've known them.
Someone clip
Sometimes
that.
I feel like I don't know any of them at all.
Clip that.
Or
Someone
they
should
me.
clip my rant about Eros' chest being on display. The whole spiel I went through there.
I spoke to Eros. He's pretty broken up over all this.
Oh, poor Eros. Each new successor, his hopes rise up once more. And then he watches the new Aphrodite crumble.
You clipped
piece
it.
by piece.
Well, that's gonna appear in my
Only to
featured
start
clips
all
on the
over
front
again.
on my channel.
It's so different from the olden days.
Yeah, because as a reminder, guys, in case you guys didn't know, even if I haven't made any shorts about some of them yet, your clips do get shown on the front page of my channel. I have a featured clips section, and the more those clips are viewed, the more they will show up there. So please, clip and show them off. Show me out of context.
Once he was
Not
the eternal
everyone will hear
disaster.
you say biblically
And Aphrodite kept constant
accurate
vigil over
Eros
him.
nipples. Okay, I'm turning that into a short.
Maybe he feels like he owes her.
I think he's followed her into a dark void, and somewhere deep down believes he
I
deserves no
can't
better.
stop fanboying over that voice. I don't like Apollo, but I love Troy Baker. I love his voice.
You don't enjoy these family gatherings, do you?
Oh my
Are
god.
they family gatherings? Like the sort mortals have?
You call each other sister and brother and mother.
Well, yes, but
And you've been together like 100 times longer than I lived with my family. All you're missing is a drunk uncle.
I will make that into a short, but I need someone to please just like, if you can, I don't know if you can manage, but like if someone can just make a really bad edit of like one of those like biblically accurate angel things, but then you replace the eyeball with like Eros's chest, and then the little things that the eyes on the rings would be on, replace the rings with his harnesses.
No one has to apologize for.
that would be Pan. But yes, I feel very much out of place.
Why
is that exactly?
I have
Wouldn't
no
you feel more
Photoshop
like you belonged
skills.
after 1,000 years together?
Is your assumption that all those centuries bring great wisdom?
Don't they?
We get older. We have more to forget. We hold grudges longer, but wiser. No.
Damn it, I had to leave the room for something what happened. Biblically accurate Eros nipples. That's what happened. That's gonna be like my third, fourth time saying that right now. And like I'm just requesting if someone can actually just like get one of those images of the biblically accurate angel, replace the giant eyeball in the center with Eros's chest, and then the rings that the other stuff is on that surround the eyeball, replace that with the harnesses.
Get back out there.
I just saw the clip. We need a biblically accurate Eros nipple scout. Oh man, you guys are milking this. I'm so glad I streamed this tonight. And there she is. Who's with her?
My family. Having you all here, gathered once again to see me off, it moves me. More than I can say. My loves, my darlings, my dearest friends. And you. Oh, my dear sweet thing. I dare not hope that you, with all your troubles, might sing me to my sleep. Yet here you are. Yet here she is. Huh.
It's lovely to meet you, Aphrodite. Properly, this time.
Ah, yes. Poor Calliope. Such a loss to us all. I shall miss her dearly. To have come so far, only... No, it doesn't bear thinking about. It's too much.
Is this Grace, my lady? The new muse?
Oh!
Venus?
What manners I have. Grace, Grace. Meet the lovely mortal woman who shall tonight become the new me.
Hi, my name's Venus, and yes, it really is Venus. Nice to meet you, Grace.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, hi. Nice to meet you.
We'll both be new at this, huh? Maybe we could get together and...
Is that Aphrodite? Yo, she is hot, or as the writing would say this... I mean, I was already swooning when I saw Aphrodite in the beginning of the game. I was like, oh, hello!
Compare notes if you,
Survive my trial?
Yeah. Lady Aphrodite told me. I shouldn't have brought that up. I'm sorry.
There will be so much time for you lovelies to speak later. Now, we must prepare for my departure.
I really need
Are you
your help
sure
first.
we can't talk first? I really need your help, Aphrodite.
I know you do, my dear. I wish I could be there for you, but I'm afraid my time is up. But since you've shown such kindness in coming, I will ask Eros to make himself available to you afterwards. There's nothing
yes, Eros,
I know that he does
and your
not.
nipples have
He is
been
my son,
voluntold.
my truest friend, my longest love.
Won't he be... a little distracted?
Eros has been through this before, Grace. He knows what must be done.
I just want to say... I'm really sorry that this happened to you.
Also, current Aphrodite is giving Mother from
You need to
Tangled
do
vibes.
this.
Hot. You have to see the whole thing. Just Eros. I'm not gonna keep increasing that counter, Ned.
A babe in our dreary world, and yet already possessed of such earnest purpose.
You've made me self-conscious now by mentioning
Grace?
that.
Apollo! Oh, you've come after all.
You look remarkably well, cousin.
I've had a
Cousin,
great
let's go
deal
bowling.
of time to prepare. I assure you that would not be the case. As for you, Grace, have you gathered the true purpose of tonight's gathering?
Oh man, I wish I could answer this. Also, I am flickering for some reason. Like, am I the only one seeing that she's flickering?
To ease your suffering? To forget about what happened?
An escape into the soothing blackness. To swim in Lethean waters, at least for a time.
Does it help?
I don't know. Each
I didn't
Aphrodite
see.
before me begged
see
for
the
mercy.
Okay, good. It's not just me. I
This
swear.
is all
I feel like
can do for all
I
of
go
us.
crazy every time I see these little
Even so, tonight
glitches.
is not about the pain. It is about honoring the memory of what was while that memory still persists.
I'm getting like
Go,
Queen
enjoy the
Latifah
gathering,
vibes from.
Grace.
Honestly, if they had made a live version of this and they cast Queen Latifah as Aphrodite, I would be so for it.
Tell me when you're ready to begin.
Yeah, I'm wondering too, Ned, if they have like the meanings and those small details, like Persephone going transparent and Grace flickering. Is that the veil? Could that be the veil? Like the...
Back again.
I don't think I'll have a chance to talk to Aphrodite. Not before, you know.
Not surprising. Surely Persephone must have realized that.
How? She's never been to one of these things. Anyway, I'm not sure what I'd do now.
Or maybe it's
You have
her
two choices,
calling that
Grace.
she needs.
Either you do
to
as
make
she
that
asks
choice.
and sing her to her rest,
At which point Venus won't have Aphrodite's memories yet.
or you somehow convince her to remain with us and hope she's grateful.
Oh, this is going to go
And
so
doesn't
badly.
regret it. Or get angry at me for ruining her party.
Do what you feel is right. It's a risk either way.
That you're
I
missing
should get
some
back
kind
out
of
there.
information. It did say that I couldn't pick one of the choices, but that's only because when it came to the traits, I went with the empathic trait rather than the badass or cunning traits. It locks in which choices I can make.
I want to apologize again, Grace. I really messed up. It looks like I'll be doing that a lot. Lady Aphrodite said I'm ready, but I don't know.
Okay, now who's your voice? You sound familiar. Venus, Lauren Lolo Spencer. Why do you sound familiar? Where have I heard your voice before? Oh, and she actually is. She is a PWD. Okay, none of these other roles that she's done is familiar. But oh, okay. Talk about representation.
Having second thoughts? If so, now's probably the time to mention it.
I would never do that to Lady Aphrodite. I'm just nervous.
That's understandable.
If I can ask,
This game gets a lot of right-wing hate.
what does it feel like after it happened?
I can see, like,
do you feel?
I'm not saying this to defend the right wing. I'm saying, like, okay, I'm already seeing, like, why they would target it. Like, there's so many, like, things that I know that they're going to complain about. But I love the game. I still love it. It's such an interesting story, and, like, it doesn't matter to me. I'm like, it is in a way where it is framed in a way where I can believe that all of this is happening in modern day.
Different?
With the way that they framed it. And this is what I mean by, like, this is where storytelling has to be convincing. I love it. Yeah, I love it. I love it so much. Koala saying FM, yeah. I don't care, honestly. It's written so well. I honestly couldn't care less. About them, I mean. Let's see. What was I gonna...
I'm not sure. It happened so fast, I didn't know what to think. Calliope died, and then all this happened.
You didn't remember anything? About her? Who she was? She was just gone?
Yeah. Isn't that the point of all this?
I just wanted to be sure. Sometimes it doesn't seem like it could be real.
How do you know Aphrodite?
How do you know Aphrodite exactly?
So I was working at this homeless shelter, right? A couple of years ago, and she came in with one of the older residents. And she was there in this, like, amazing dress. And she's sitting with this guy and really listening to him. Like, they were old friends or something. I just thought, what is someone like her doing in a place like this? So, I just went over and introduced myself.
That's it? Just like that.
Yeah. She came back to the shelter a few times, but by then, I guess she's taken an interest in me instead.
Your name is
Your
really
name's
Venus?
really Venus, huh?
Everybody asks me that. Even the other idols. Maybe that's why Lady Aphrodite noticed me in the first place. She says it was fated to be. I say it's because my mama was a diehard hippie.
You're okay with all
Are
this?
you really okay with all this? You know what's gonna happen, right?
I saw a lot of people in crisis at the shelter. I knew something was wrong with Lady Aphrodite. She's in so much pain, Grace. She won't let you see how much. Eros called me one night desperate. She wouldn't stop screaming. She didn't know where she was. She's a good person, Grace. A good soul. She deserves mercy.
Gotta go have a stream to mod in a few hours. Need to get ready. Bye. Alright, take care, Koala. The VOD will always be here. You can come watch how I deal with this afterwards.
But don't you feel this is wrong? I mean, you're ending your life. It's like some kind of murder-suicide pact.
I don't think of it like that. Lady Aphrodite is not committing suicide, and I'm not being murdered.
Aren't you? Your life is ending. It's being taken over, swallowed up by Aphrodite's grief.
I'm becoming part of something bigger. Something amazing. Or maybe you're right. It'll be terrible, and I'll end up in so much pain I'll regret it.
So why go through with it?
Because Lady Aphrodite needs me. Maybe, just maybe, if I'm added into the mix of all the people she's been, maybe things will be different.
Alright, I don't think we'll gain anything more from talking to Apollo. So let's just begin the ritual. I'm gonna try to save Aphrodite as much as I can. I
have tried so hard.
We can do it.
Fought for so long. But in the end, I must bid you...
Did Aphrodite really just quote Linkin Park? Girl, did you really just quote Linkin Park? My goodness. Did you really? Did you really? Oh my...
You all farewell once again.
With someone who has music taste like that, I gotta save her.
I would like us all to remember the sacrifices that brought us here to this strange new world.
Just tell her, no, don't Aphrodite. I
with the help of our lovely muse
I hate you that you came up with that before I did.
Guided. We let them rise. We let it happen. We waited far too long. We thought we shouldn't intervene. We were wrong. We were wrong.
Okay, here it comes. Let's see if we can save Aphrodite.
We were hidden. We held court from up above. 'Twas the golden age of reason, and I the queen of love. But a plague of hate was spreading, and there were vultures standing by. Before we fell to our knees begging, we fell from the sky. We let them rise, we let it happen. We waited far too long. We thought we shouldn't intervene. We were wrong. We were wrong. We had revelry and rebirth, a family all together, till 13 million marching men cut us down forever. But Brother Ares made it happen, joined their war without dispute. Now the once mighty immortals are just mud under a boot. We let them take take our loved ones. It's what they wanted all along. We thought they were beneath us. We were wrong. We were wrong. I see you have the power. It's a poisonous reward.
How am I not singing in any of this?
Virtues only scorn me when I was once adored. Loved by every mortal, then ripped from paradise. No one suffered greater till he made his sacrifice. The man that I ignored saved me when I fell. Yes, the husband I abhorred rescued me from hell. I thought it was a joke when it was said to me. He struck a deal with our enemy's enemy, made a secret weapon so my captors let me go. He gave up his freedom, leaving just a memory. And this love I'll never know is what he gave to me.
I can't believe what I'm hearing today. If your story stops there, I've nothing to say. I can't imagine. I feel like a child who grew up too fast. The goddess of love can't get past the past. What good is a flame when everything's ash? I can't imagine.
There's no excuse, but mortals can tell.
You know.
There's no sweet release, it's ongoing.
You know. You know.
Everyone's here to bid me farewell. Can you imagine?
I can imagine.
This really happened. I can't forgive, the river's too deep. Its reflection won't lie, so just let me sleep. I can't let go of what could have been.
Lost in a moment, lost in a song. Lost in a moment, lost in a song. Lost in a moment.
Mother, I've stood by your side, now I no longer see the purpose of love when it tears at the center of me. My arrows are rusty, forget the bow, and I won't be begging you not to go. But when you're away, you leave us a broken home. And you leave me alone, lost in a moment, lost in a song. Lost in a moment, lost in a song.
You need to live.
Lost
lost in a song.
Lost in a moment. Lost in a moment. Lost in a moment.
Mother, is it true? You've chosen to.
Live. I have chosen to live.
Yes. Oh, yes. I was so worried.
I'm so sorry, Venus. I made you so many promises, dearest, and I won't be able to keep them.
My lady, all I ever wanted was for you to be happy. If this is your wish, I'll be with you at every step.
I as well. Always.
I hope none of us regret this choice in the days to come. But thank you.
This is the only way you'll get through it. Together, as a family.
If there's any chance, Mother, any at all, this is it.
I know, my loves. I hope you're right. Now then, Grace. You needed my help.
Sorry,
No
I need a moment. I need a moment. Oh my god. I'll be okay. I'll be okay. I just need a moment. Oh god, my nose is stuffed. Hey Gaia. Sorry you came in to see me like this. Song is powerful, your life is important, don't apologize. I was nervous. I was Tuna the whole time. I was worried I was making the wrong choices. I wasn't sure if I needed to go hard, if I needed to empathize or what. It was tough. These are tears of like joy and relief, but holy shit. Okay. I think I'm better now. I can continue. I'm not afraid to go through these emotions in games. I look forward to stories that can evoke emotions like that. I just want to be clear. Like I can handle it. There will just be moments where I will need to process and go through the emotions a bit.
Doubt regarding Calliope's death? Have you any suspicions as to who might be responsible?
Calliope was at the reliquary when she was attacked, but I only know of 3 people who were there.
And you're sure none of them are responsible, Grace?
I thought maybe Medusa, but I've spoken to her and I think it's someone else.
This game is amazing. It's very, very... I know. Like, I was looking forward to it, honestly. Like,
Calliope came to see us that night. She was agitated, frightened even, but she wouldn't explain why.
She said she had a
I would
plan.
consider a core part of my life, honestly.
Must have been the reliquary.
I love musicals, and find out there's an interactive role-playing musical. That's like 3 things that really made me interested in this game, and then it's turned out way better than I expected.
A plan? A plan for what? What could she find at the reliquary that would help her?
Maybe she wanted a weapon. Something to defend herself with.
It's not just the musical, though.
If
The
only
story
we'd
and the themes.
known she intended
exactly.
to go to the reliquary. How on earth does she even get in?
She used the key, the one Pan gave her. When Calliope arrived, she dropped it. Then she laughed and said she'd better not lose it because Pan won't give me another key to the reliquary. I didn't know it was important.
Well, there's your help, Grace. I can't give you any better.
Come now, Mother. It's time you rested. It's been a long night.
So the fact it came from Venus meant that it would have
If I
probably
don't, I suppose
come
you'll
up
both gang up
regardless
on
of
me
whether...
again.
It would have
Very
come
well.
up whether we saved Aphrodite or not, but I'm glad we saved Aphrodite. Holy shit. She's now... Aphrodite, I guess.
Did they have anything helpful?
I am too. Yeah, you're glad, Mr. Aphrodite jokes.
It just doesn't make sense. Pan
I would
sent
not
me
have
to
been
the
able to
reliquary.
save her.
If he's
Bro,
involved,
I would have had to
why would he
continue
do
regardless,
that?
but I would have been
Well,
so
maybe he was
distraught
hoping you
afterwards.
could prove his innocence if you found out what happened there.
I guess. Aren't you the
I
one who
would have
first said he was
outright,
probably guilty?
like,
Worth
I would have
investigating
gone
still.
through multiple playthroughs just to save Aphrodite.
Are you all right, Grace?
It's actually making me like what's the word for regret that is yet to happen? When you know you're going to regret something but you haven't done it yet, so you can't exactly call it regret. But I guess, okay, for lack of a better, I am not looking forward to the playthrough I do where just to see everything, I'm gonna have to go with a route where we let Aphrodite die.
Bolt.
I just said I'm playing the game with you. I'm invested. Wait, are you actually playing it at the same time as me? Are we making the same choices?
What Aphrodite went through, it's a lot.
There is no genocide.
That's the funny thing about the life of an immortal. It never ends.
Wow. Way to really sell it, Apollo.
So, I have a question. I know you're angry with Pan, but I also noticed something in how you speak of him. Am I correct in believing there's
Apollo,
something
are you
there?
really going to flirt with me now after all that roller coaster of emotions I just went through? Are you really going to flirt with me now?
Maybe. Yes. I don't know. It's confusing.
Fucking Apollo
And I
trying
think
to
he
make a
likes
move
that.
at this time.
It's none of my business, but no matter what I've said of Pan, his feelings run deep.
Okay, wait. Okay, now I'm confused. Apollo, were you flirting with me, or are you trying to be Pan's wingman? Excuse me.
Oh.
Don't underestimate him, but also don't write him off. Not yet, anyhow. Give my regards to Persephone when you see her.
Oh my god. Can't you see I'm exhausted? Bro, I am the one who's exhausted. Holy fucking moly.
Apollo. Always so dramatic. And well done, by the way. You may be the very first person ever to talk sense into Aphrodite.
Why didn't you tell me what it was really all about?
The party? Or the veil lifting, and Calliope's memories eventually returning?
Yeah, either.
It's not something you can prepare for. I thought this was the best way. I remember the last time I passed on my Eidolon. 1952. I was married to, well, I'd say you'd call him a gangster. More of a thug. A mean, vicious little thug.
I'm starting to see a pattern here, Persephone.
Tore his head clean off. But not before he fired a shotgun into her chest. My chest? Whatever.
Do you remember who you were before?
I still am her.
I realize
Chastity,
everyone's only giving you
that
half-truths. I'm so sorry.
You can see why I
Everyone,
switched
yeah.
names.
Ned, this has to do with the Greek gods. You know, the people who are very well known for like drama, half-truths, lies of omission. Isn't that like pretty much what happened like majority of Greek mythology anyway? Like 90% of it was because Zeus's dong went in the wrong hole, but the other 10% is because everyone was lying about something. I'm mostly so afraid, not because of her as a person, because the game is setting up to look too innocent. I know, right? But, you know, I'd like to be proven wrong that maybe, just maybe, she is just the ever... that she's just gonna end up like a Ron Weasley, the ever supportive best friend.
I remember being disgusted I was ever that weak. I mean, Persephone made me strong, but it never really goes away.
I gotta say, that's actually one thing I want to talk about. I remember reading about this before. Like, I hate how recent games have tried so hard. Not just games, everything in media, TV shows, movies, video games, everything. They've tried so hard to break stereotypes and to break conventions and archetypes that they've just gone ahead and created their whole new stereotypes and archetypes that we can no longer trust characters anymore. Like, you trust a character, and then the only thing that is for certain is that there's going to be something about the character you trust that turns out to be a lie. And that's like in everything now. It's just like... So, you wanted to break the stereotype of people being trustworthy, but now you just made us suspicious of everyone. And now it's become a trend that, like, in every story, everyone has a mask. There's not one person who is just genuinely there to be there for you.
We all have our sordid history, our personal
And I'd like to hope, I
horrors,
really hope that Freddy's
building up
gonna
like
be
sediment
that
around our
person who's just
souls.
there for you.
You can't let it
Doesn't
bury
matter.
you, Grace.
Like, they don't act,
You
they're
are
not
the
the one
only
responsible. I
one
really hope.
who can keep your head afloat.
You're incredible. You know
I am
that?
flirting
There's
with
no
all
need
the
to be
gods.
facetious, Grace.
No, really.
And what of Pan? Is he also incredible?
Shit. Shit. I have been called out on my infidelity? Oh no? Exactly as I say, I will flirt with all the gods. What do you think of Pan? Shit. Walks away. Not as bad as you think if done right. It's not a matter if it's done right or not, but like it's like it's become such a trend that like they've done it in everything. Like, yes, it's written well, I will admit. Like, I'm not gonna deny that. I'm not gonna say that they aren't written well, but it's now become so common that like what was once a breaking stereotype has become its own stereotype. It's ironic. Fuck. I have to pick between Persephone.
Why would you ask me that?
You are not as difficult to read as you believe, Grace.
I'm sorry, Persephone. You're a strong woman. I love the power. But I'm sorry, there's just something about Pan.
It's different. He's fun. You know, he gets me. Or at least sometimes I think he does.
How thrilling for you. At any rate, it's good that you found out about Pan. I can't say I'm surprised. Perhaps you'll want to talk to him, but either way, give me some time to plan our next move. Meanwhile, whatever you get up to, do be careful.
I'm sorry, Persephone. I love you. I respect you. I respect a woman with power, but I'm siding with Pan. I'm sorry. If it's made to be too obvious, then there's a reason to doubt, but then it's written well. Or if written so suddenly, I have no idea what I'm saying. Done well. not too often. Like Ned, the fact that you brought it up just is that it's often enough that we have to consider it. Like, I'm not necessarily saying it's always bad to include that. Like as Ned said, some of it is written well, and it can be written well. It's a staple now. But again, it's just, I find it kind of ironic that that it's breaking the stereotype of trusting even your closest friends, but at the same time it's become its own stereotype that your friends will be the ones to stab you in the back. It's done often enough, not done well often enough. Things might be no, Ned, I can see your point. You're making some good points. Like, there's a duality of perspectives here. Like, again, I'm saying that it's so common, but I kind of think it's bad. Not because they're badly written, but because it's become common enough that we can never genuinely think that a person wants to help or is our friend, like, for the purity of it, for lack of a better description, rather than what's the word? Rather than now where it's just, oh, there's always an ulterior motive, or they're hiding something. Is it so? There are a lot of stories I don't doubt something being hidden, but I guess in the sense that there's something being hidden from one or reason. Yeah, I get that, and like, again, the alarm bells are going off in my head too, Ned. I said this yesterday and I said this earlier, that I really hope that I can't help but wonder if maybe Freddy is actually the killer, because like, we're surrounded by idols, and Freddy is so far the only non-idol that is still present in the proceedings of the story. So I can't help but wonder if maybe there is something going on, but at the same time, I really hope it's not. I really hope that my suspicions are baseless or groundless. I really want to believe that Freddy is just a good friend, a really good friend. I really hope so. Either way, it is 1:40 in the morning. I think it's time to end stream. I think that's a good enough note to end on. I'm happy with how our playthrough has gone so far. I mean, not bad. We appealed to Medusa, we saved Aphrodite, and most importantly, we hooked up Asterion and Hecate. I'm sorry, like, Aphrodite, like, that was the heaviest moment in the game, and I love it. I'm happy with how it turned out, but I don't think nothing's gonna make my day more than the fact that we are responsible for hooking up a witch and a minotaur. That was the best. Like, for me, that was my favorite part today, just the whole Asterion Hecate musical number. It was so good. I love it. Anyway, really quick preview. So we have here, we don't have any more streams except for Saturday. Saturday is going to be an art stream, that's for sure. I'm honestly not sure if I want to stream tomorrow. Definitely I need to take a break from Stray Gods, only because, like, that was a heavy chapter, and much as I would like to play the next part, I am also itching for Ghostwire because I've run out of things to do in Ghostwire. I said I was gonna do all of the other stuff off stream, but the only thing that's left is to look for all of the floating ghosts, and some of them are either in areas that are still covered by fog, or I'm too lazy to look for them. And everything else, like statues, Magatama, graffiti, all of that is in the fog. So unless I proceed the story, I won't be able to find a lot of these things. So there's an option. Again, I'm not sure if I will stream tomorrow. I would say it's about maybe a 60-40 chance of me streaming, because on the one hand, I want to play more games and I want to stream more. On the other hand, I don't want to stress myself out. I don't want to burn myself out, especially because starting next week, I am going to be going hard on streaming because we have charity streams next week. We are going to be raising funds next week, guys. Don't forget. I will release a poster soon. I keep saying that I haven't gotten around to doing it. I'm so sorry, but I will do that soon. What about FPS Fridays? I mean, if we're gonna go with the FPS Friday ruling, then I may as well just play Ghostwire tomorrow, because technically Ghostwire is an FPS. But FPS Friday is more your thing. It's more of like, tomorrow is going to be gym day. It's also gonna be a day where I can sleep to prepare for my art stream on Saturday morning. It's a lot of things I have to consider, so I'm not sure. Aren't you guys doing Siege tomorrow? I don't know. I thought we weren't, because we already did Siege last Tuesday because you wanted to hang out. So I thought that was going to be the dose of Siege for that week. But anyway, I'll talk it out in the group. We'll figure it out. Anyways, for now, expect that there will be no stream tomorrow. If there is one, I will announce it in the Discord and on here on YouTube. And on, well, I guess Twitter, because it still exists. But more importantly, I will announce it on Blue Sky. Please, people, if you haven't followed me yet on Blue Sky, my link is in the video description for my Blue Sky. I have not been doing that recently. I keep forgetting to plug that I have a Blue Sky, but I do have a Blue Sky. And I think I've also linked it in the About section of my channel. But please, 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 it seems that there is a mass exodus ongoing, and if it really does seem like Blue Sky is going to be the new platform for everyone, please go follow me on Blue Sky for all of my announcements. Now, before we go, let me go back to the main menu so it saves. It still counts as Act 2? Really? That's still Act 2? Okay, so the reason I need to close that is because Ned, now that you're here, let's listen to the mix one last time. I hope you guys are all still here, like for the ones who were here for a majority of that. Let's listen to the mix that Rav made.
Like a hand reaching for a handle, but to find that it was never
Sorry,
there.
let me start that over, because like I messed up the volume levels.
Like a hand reaching for a handle, but to find that it was never there. Candidly, I can't handle knowing that it's all up in the air. I thought the world ended in March until I heard the doorbell ring. Can't keep from falling apart, but I'll glue back everything again. This can't be the end. This can't be the end. This can't be the end. This can't be the end of all that summer had to say. What little time has gone away, I'll do it all back anyway. I'll do it all back anyway.
It's so good. It's kind of stuff. I know, right? Honestly, when I heard it, I was like, wait, that's me? I could hardly even recognize myself. Honestly, it sounded way better than I had hoped. And you know, I need to give a shout out to Rav. Like, he did some great work on it, and he is also nice. He's a very nice VTuber I've been following recently, mostly for again, just to reiterate the story for those who are here and weren't here at the beginning of the stream. I found Rav because I was looking for VTubers who played Siege in an effort to maybe do a collab in the future, but it was mostly just to watch more VTubers play Siege. And he also turned out to be he also turned out to make covers. He's made 2 on his channel so far. I'm gonna give him a shout out here in the chat. Please go give him a follow, especially because he does stream on YouTube as well. He has moved from Twitch over to YouTube for now. And please go give his covers some views as well. And he has also offered to mix stuff for me if I ever am interested, just to kind of like pad out his samples and stuff. And that's why, again, to reiterate the question as to what I should do with covers, I don't know whether or not I should be doing covers like with what's available. Like, should I just throw everything together, throw it at Rav and have him mix it? Or should I go with my original plan, which is save up money, have a composer or like a mixer make an instrumental for the song that I want, because that song does not have an official off vocal version, and then cover it and then send it to Rav for mixing? That will take longer. The other option is to just go with whatever is available, make as many covers as possible, and then save while I am saving up for a cover. It's a basically it's a choice of whether or not I should make my first official cover be the song that I've always wanted, or if I should just make a lot of covers to build up towards that cover. So please let me know in the comments, or post it or message it on Discord. It's all up to you guys. Like I need some input on that if you've gotten this far, or if you've listened to the Just Chatting section earlier. Anyway, please go check out Rav. Great VTuber. He plays Siege, plays Overwatch sometimes. Also plays Cyberpunk recently. But yeah, I'm gonna close up now. Thank you so much for coming, guys. For now, I'll see you on Saturday for art. The Kaz bar is now closed, and drinks will be waiting for you guys when you return. Good night, everyone, and stay safe.